Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. Tonight, we're talking about the Nancy Guthrie case. The neighbors are reporting that the FBI are asking about two specific dates: January 20, or sorry, what was it? January 11th and January 24th. Are these two key dates that the perpetrator could have been around Nancy's house? Why are they asking about these dates? A lot to talk about on the other side of this.
I've walked through storms in scars and grace, smile through pain with a painted face. They call me too loud, too much, too strong, but honey, that's the reason I belong. Every scar's a scripture, every tear's a hymn. I found my worth where the light grew dim. They tried to break me, but here's a twist. I turned my pain into a clenched fist. I'm an unbreakable woman, born of fire and pearl. I shine like grace in a reckless world. You can test my faith, you can shake my plan, but I'll rise again. Just watch me judged by the gloss, not the cause. But God don't build weak hearts from gold. He made me fierce and he made me bold. I bend, I pray, I roar, I rise with mascara, tears and battle cries. Don't need your crown, I forge my own. From ashes, honey, I build my throne. I'm an unbreakable soul, dressed in truth and pearls. The fire don't scare me, it lights my world. You can doubt my voice, but you'll hear my name. I'm holy and hood, and I'm done with shame. For everyone called too much, too loud, too real. You're not to anything. You're exactly what power looks like. I'm an unbreakable soul, through the fire and flame. My scars are stories, my strength, my faith. Faith in my heart, fire in my curls, forever divine. Clutch them pearls.
Clutch, better tighten the pearls. Drop the cold facts, got the truth for the world. No smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch. Coming in clutch. Coming in clutch, better tighten the pearls. Dropping cold facts, got the truth for the world. No smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch. Coming in clutch.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is March 16th, 2026. It is currently 6:38 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Bonjour. Hello. Thank you, Miss Sherry. That's so sweet. Good to see you all. Hopefully, you guys are staying warm wherever you are. It is snowing. Yes, it is snowing here right now. We've already got like 3 inches of snow. I'm telling you, fun times, right? Um, yeah, craziness, craziness. Tonight we're talking about the Nancy Guthrie case. Neighbors are reporting that FBI is asking about two key dates, January 11th and January 24th. Very interesting, which, if we go back to what Brian Inton said with one of the neighbors, they said that it was January 11th when they saw that very suspicious guy in the neighborhood. And it- that's not what got her. Like, she was already saying, like, it was about January 11th, this odd guy was there. And they was already asking about the 11th. So it kind of coincides with each other, which is very interesting. A lot to talk about this evening. Guys, before we get started, if you would be so kind and please hit that thumbs up button, I would be so thankful. And share the live out would mean so much. Also, hyping the video after the live stream. I think they give you like 3 hypes a week. It's absolutely free, really helps out, and would really appreciate that. Let me say hello to a few of you in chat as everybody's rolling on in here. Hey, Jude, good to see you, my dear. Miss Ginger, good to see you. Hey, Jackie, good to see you. Miss Shari, good to see you, darling. Miss Jacqueline, hello, darling. Web Sleuth, bonjour. Miss Connie, Stacy, Mountain Cat, good to see you. Deanna, hello. We wondered if January 11th would surface again. Sure did, Miss Tina. Good to see you, my dear. Appreciate you. Leslie, thank you so much. Hopefully you feel better, hon. I'm sorry you got a headache. Uh, Good to see you, honey. Christy, hello. Word Sleuth. Miss Susan, not at all. Make yourself at home. Me casa is su casa, Miss Susan. Lori, hello. Connie. Justin, did you see where Annie Lee's posted YouTube is showing more short? Yes. Yep. Let me tell you something, guys. And I'm not just saying this. Something is really wrong with YouTube right now. And all of us are a little on edge. I'm not going to lie. I don't talk about this stuff ever or anything like that. But there is something really wrong in YouTube land right now. I don't know what it is. No creator, none of us knows what's happening. Never been like this ever. Couldn't tell you. They're pushing the shorts. Creators are saying, "Oh, it's Popcorn Planet did a whole video about it today." They're down like 70% on their views right now. And I mean, we're all taking a hit, obviously. I mean, look at mine right now. I mean, something's really wrong. Um, so yeah, Word Sleuth, it's they are pushing shorts right now, and it's AI. It's a new world, and it's all the AI. 30% more videos right now. They are not sending our notifications out, allegedly, I want to say. And Carmelita, I don't know. I don't know. It's just crazy. It's just nuts right now. It's really hit and miss. Sometimes it'll hit the algorithm like that, and then sometimes it is crickets. It's crickets. You just discovered lives. Oh, awesome, Miss Rika. Thank you so much. Welcome. So it's a little weird. Everything is weird right now. This is, I have a few different channels, but this is the weirdest I've seen YouTube. Like it always kind of goes in phases, but it's not like this ever, 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 ever. So, yeah. AI isn't my favorite. I'm not a. I don't. I watch a lot of documentaries, but I don't care for. I definitely don't like documentaries with AI. I like a human voice. It's really cheap content, to be quite honest with you, and that's the reason people are doing it. Um, what I can do is I have, a service that I pay for AI if I wanna do, like, a short or something. I never do use the damn thing, but I can plug in what I want and do an hour-long documentary and throw up some pictures and do it, and people are making a buku of money, truthfully, on it, but, hopefully, they're gonna crack down on it, hopefully. We'll see, but, to, like, edit a video like a true documentary, an hour long is going to take you a normally minimum of 4 days, minimum of 4 days, like, it's or if you sit there, maybe si so for about every 2 minutes that you guys see of an edit or of a video, it takes about 20 to 30 minutes to edit the 2 minutes that you see. Um, so yeah, it's really weird, and they are I don't like I don't ever talk about this stuff, but, you brought it up there, so I was just gonna say it. They, they're paying, like, the AI creators more, like, with the ads, which is weird as hell. It's really allegedly, I'll say, it's really cheap content. I don't know, I don't get it. But it's crazy, it's crazy. Um Oh yeah, Ginger. It's something. It's really something, and that's like, Popcorn Planet. He even said, Mr. Beast is one of the biggest creators on here, and Popcorn Planet said that allegedly that he was buying views to make it seem like he's got his normal views. I don't know. It's crazy. If it's affecting Mr. Beast, it's affecting everyone else. So, um, yeah, it's weird. It's really weird. It's really, it's really different times we're in. AI is a whole new beast, and it'll just. Thank you, Green Eyes. Yeah. So it's a new world that we're have to work out the kinks. Oh, thank you, Joanne. Usually there's like L'Oreal or something. Thank you so much, Hey Jude. Really, Hey Jude. Really do appreciate that, my dear. Good to see you. Thank you, my love. And Miss Sarah, thank you so much, honey. Appreciate you. Thank you for your continued coverage, as always. Starting a super chat train to thank you so much. Grab even a $2 ticket if you want and can. Choo choo. Thank you so much. P.S. Great shirt. Thank you, babies. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, honey. Very kind of you. I do appreciate you. And Miss Abigail, thank you so much. Really do appreciate you, baby. Thank you so much for your support. I really do appreciate that very, very much, my dear. Okay, so we're gonna get on down to it. A lot going on, and nothing going on at the same time, to be quite honest with you. The dates are very interesting, and we're going to look into that a little bit further, a little bit further. Um, so the Nest footage showing a masked man in a white, not really a, like a hoodie jacket. He was obviously tampering with the door between 1:47, uh, around 1:47 in the morning, and the neighbors are reporting that similar figure, a man in white clothing, uh, was potentially around Miss Guthrie's home around January 11th, and they're asking about January 24th as well, prompting agents to canvass for more video. The targeted abduction has sparked over 18,000 tips. Crazy, absolutely craziness, right? Oh, thank you guys. Thank you, honey. I appreciate y'all very much. You guys, thank you. Very kind of you. Thank you, Miss Tina. Appreciate you guys are very generous, and I appreciate you very much, my dear. Thank you, Miss Tina. Love you, darling. Thank you again. Hey, Jude. Very kind of you, my dear. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Very kind. Love you, darling. Don't know what I would do without y'all. Thank you so much, honey. And thank you, Miss Ginger. Good to see you. Thank you, darling. Appreciate you. Very kind. Love you, darling. Appreciate you very much. You are so sweet. Can't thank you guys enough. Was the call made last night by Annie about a break in at Nancy's house true? I have not heard that, Friendly Fog. Not heard that. But one thing I do know is, before we get into the deep stuff, I want to just Savannah, and like, I'm a little torn on this, to be quite honest with you. Savannah is reporting reportedly livid that the public is looking at her family, right? And how do you guys feel about that? I mean, I understand where she's coming from. I do understand where she's coming from, but also I got some comments about it as well. And again, I don't think Savannah, in my opinion, has anything to do with it. I don't think her brother has anything to do with it. And I pray to the good Lord, like the sheriff says, Tommaso and Annie has nothing to do with it. Not blaming them in any way, shape, or form. However, however, and I do want to make it clear that Sheriff, I call him Doofy, Sheriff Doofy, it said that they were not uh, involved. Involved. But I'll be honest with you. I got to tell you my personal feelings on this. And the reason I feel this way is because he says one day that nobody is cleared, not even the family. And then the next day, he comes out and says the family is cleared. And it makes me wonder, just truthfully, guys, it makes me wonder if there is pressure. Now, I will say, I do not think that this person in the photo whatsoever is Tommaso. Don't even, you won't convince me personally. I don't believe that is Tommaso for a second. But this is the thing. Savannah is a very intelligent woman, and I can't imagine what all of them are going through. Can't imagine. God bless them. But Savannah is also an attorney, and she knows true crime. She knows true crime. And the last person to see the victim is statistically um, some of the, generally sometimes the people who do it. I'm just trying to give you both sides here. I'm not saying one way or another. And it's usually almost overwhelmingly, almost always, over 96% of the time, you are unalived by family or someone close to the victim. Family, friend, um, someone that has a relationship with you, right? Now, the sheriff, Nanos, aka Sheriff Doofy, he says that the family, he clears the family. He said, no one's cleared, not even the family. Then the family is cleared, even like the brother in law or something, he said. But he gives no indication on how he cleared the family. Okay? He gives no indication. How are you clearing someone if you don't know what the hell happened? Can we just be real a second? Like, how are you clearing someone if you don't know what happened? The day before, he said nobody cleared, not even the family. And the next thing, they are searching the hell out of Tommaso's and Annie's house. And they kept their vehicle longer than any single person we know publicly that they have taken in. So, in my opinion, for people to stop speculating on this, he has no problem with speaking. So why can't he come out and say, if they're not involved, they're not involved? Let's give a clear answer on this. Just give a clear answer on this. Why they kept going back to the house over and over and over at night, 3 hours, coming out with evidence bags when Nancy was there, but that is not where the crime happened. That is not where Tommaso's and Annie's house is not where the crime happened. Right? Right. So why are they going back? I truly understand both sides of this. I'm not trying to be like monkey in the middle or anything like that, but I truly do understand both sides of this. Right? And give an explanation on why you kept a car for nearly 40 days when you didn't anybody else's. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. Joanne, thank you so much, honey. That's very generous. Thank you so much, my love. Really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you, Joanne. Good to see you, my love. Really do appreciate you. And thank you so much for being a member as well, my love. Good to see you. Appreciate you, my love. Good to see you, honey. And Carol, thank you so much for gifting a friend necklace. Really do appreciate it. You received that. Make sure you give our Carol a big, big thank you. Thank you so much for your support, my dear. Good to see you. And Jan, yep, Justin. Weird, isn't it? Very weird. Thank you so much, Miss Jane. Good to see you. Really do appreciate that very, very much, my love. Supposedly, they had to assemble the car because they broke it down piece by piece like Kohlberger car. Right, right. And it's reported that it was in evidence. Come again? Okay. Now, this is my question, folks. Seriously. And if you are on whatever you believe, I don't want to say a side because it's not as, I don't want to, because I don't like that. But if you are on the, there's no way Tommaso or anybody, in the family is involved, right? If you're on that wavelength, if Tommaso dropped Nancy off, right? It was a normal evening. He dropped her off, whether he went in the house or not. Don't care about that. Why did they take the car in, keep it longer than anybody else, and allegedly take it piece by piece apart? That's my question. Truly, I would love to hear your thought. Maybe I'm not thinking about something, but I can't see me dropping my mother-in-law off and there be 2711 cameras when I'm not hiding from anybody and just dropping my mother-in-law off and going back home. Can't see it. What would they need? Truly, like what would they need in that vehicle piece by piece? You get what I mean? I don't know. I mean, they got it, have an idea why they would do that. My theory is this: someone is trying to cause trauma to this family and trying to frame. Oh, see, I don't see it that way. It's really hard to frame someone like this in 2026. It's really hard to frame someone. It's not like the old days, but I respect, that opinion. Agree, Justin, 100%. Plus, no one else has a motive. I mean, I can't say that nobody else has a motive, in my opinion, because we don't know what people's motives are. You know what I mean? It's a very rare thing for an 84-year-old woman to be unalived. Um, just a very rare thing. So, but this is the thing, Sherry. You don't have to take the car apart and keep it nearly 40 days to make sure they weren't involved. You get what I mean? They didn't keep any of the other cars 40 days. You know what I mean? And the thing that really sticks out for me, not only of them going back there over and over again, but what was my point? Them going back over and over again. I was trying to, what was my point? I lost it. I'll get it in a second. Um, Oftentimes the last person seen is someone involved in some way, in my opinion. Absolutely. Absolutely. The interview room says it's sus how long car was there. 1,000% because there is no other way. There's no other way. There's no rhyme or reason that I can think of that I have ever seen that other channels, other police officers, retired cops, and all of them, that you can think of why there is even potentially why you would keep someone's vehicle like that, particularly family, because think about this. They're already going through a lot, right? You want it to be as absolutely as seamless as possible for them, right? Check their car, get it out of forensics. Get it out, right? Oh, that was what I was gonna say. A few what not only sticks out with me was, them searching the car, keeping the car longer than anybody else, and them going in the house several times. But the day the FBI, JLR ran over there, followed them, they started searching around that house. Swarms of FBI looking at cameras. It's like they got something, right? They were going in RVs. Neighbors were letting them in their homes. They were going in the backyards, outside of the backyards, in the desert. Why? Why? It's very strange to me. The only two cases in my area that I am aware where an elderly person was offed was by their spouse. Yep, yep. And again, that's someone they know, someone very close. This is the thing. Strangers don't you're way more, and it's scary to think, but you're way more likely to be unalived by someone you know than someone you don't. And that's just the truth. People always think, "Oh my god, it's a bad world out there." Well, no. You're literally 9 times more likely to be offed by someone you know or associate with than you are some random stranger. That's just the truth, right? Does that car of Annie's and Tomaso's have GPS? Does anyone know if it can tell where anyone was driving and locations? That's how they pieced Murdaugh and his vehicle. And so this is the thing. I don't know what year that CRV is. I can't remember. But if you think about it, if you look at it, it doesn't really look that new. It doesn't really look that new, right? But really, after about 2014, 2015, every vehicle should be able to do it. It's There are a few vehicles that as early as 2013, but almost majority of them are 2014 and 2015. That's what Maureen was saying. Oh, the blonde FBI. She's amazing. She is. In my opinion, kidnapping is marked off. I agree. I agree. I think elder abuse is off the table except possible SA. I don't. I think SA is one of my least worries in this. Just my opinion, though. Just plain muddling, I feel, is off the table. Uh, his walk with the two ladies to see the flowers, his leg goes in front farther than the two ladies, very much like the perp. See, I don't think for a second that he is it's him, like, in that front at all. In fact, I think the person, most probably the people who or person who did this, isn't the potentially even the one that's angry. Or I really feel a lot of times that this was a paid job. or someone that's helped the person out that has either been in crime with them before, owed them a favor, um, or has a financial reasoning behind it. In my opinion, he was on it by someone higher up than him to speak. Yeah. 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 I think yeah, it's something like that in my opinion. Okay. Well, so Brian Enton tweeted, in addition to January 11th, one of Nancy Guthrie's neighbors tells me FBI agents are also especially interested in January 24th. This is 8 days before Guthrie went missing. The Saturday before, agents are looking for video of both dates, which is interesting, which is very interesting. And we're going to get into some of that. So, like, I do understand when it comes to Miss Savannah that she's uh, aggravated. I'm sure she's frustrated. I'm sure just the amount of anxiety that she's going through, right? Um, but if you think about like Ashley Banfield, and I do believe her source when it very early into the beginning, she said that they were had their eyes on Tommaso. Now, investigations can change, right? It can absolutely change. Some, just like in a lot of cases, they will be looking at one person and eyeing the wrong person, and then it ends up being something else. But based upon everything, let's think about this for a second. If it had changed that Tommaso and parts of the family was off the table, why didn't they give their vehicle back sooner? Why? Abigail, ChatGPT says CRV is a 2007 to 2009. If it's a 2007 to 2009, that's going to be a lot more difficult. That is correct. The Adult Protective Service was put on the door afterwards. Now, it doesn't mean that the call didn't come in before, right? I mean, there's a lot of people that was slaying Ashley with what she was reporting and stuff, but this is the thing. If you talk to people off the record and you report it as a source, sometimes law enforcement says what they say publicly, but privately they will say off the cuff something else. And that's just the way it is. And you have to be confident. If you are confident in your source and you're confident in your reporting, you stand your ground. I've had to do it myself. So I get it. So okay. What is it? It took me this long to figure out how to tag you. Oh, I wish they would do auto tagging on here. Miss Loriman, thank you so much for 3 months. Appreciate you, my darling. Good to see you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see here. Okay, moving on. Let's go to, I want to show you something. Oh, let me show you this before we go to the next thing. Thank you so much for your continued support, Miss Lori. Really do appreciate you. Okay. I want to know what you guys think about this. Nerdy had uh, posted this, and he said Brian Ensign rather reported that neighbors say police have identified January 24th as a date of interest in the Nancy Guthrie case. Earlier, this footage drew little attention as the individual appears to be African American. However, with the mask we see criminals using, it may be worth reviewing again. Ring post from neighbors described the man around 4 a.m. on January 24th, peering through windows and attempting to open doors at their home. Now, it's a guy, he's got light shoes on, he's got a backpack, he's got a hoodie on, different guy or someone else. I think it's someone else, in my opinion. I think this is someone else. Much skinnier. Yeah, and his shoes look bigger, in my opinion, and his gait and the way he places his feet is different. Yeah. I guess it must be a common thing to dress very similar around there. I don't know. But it's very interesting that someone's dressed like this looking around in the area like that. Yeah, and make sure you have your chat on all chat. Otherwise, it will filter out certain comments that you may never see. You know what I mean? What was the date of the double backpack guy? Double backpack? I don't remember a double backpack guy. Hey, Ward, good to see you. Double backpack guy. I don't remember that. Okay. All right. We're going to go to our friend from the interview room, Chris McDonough, and of course, Miss Karen. I want to show you something. I got something to say on this part right here. Very interesting. Make sure you sub up to our friend Chris from the interview room so you don't miss anything. Mods, will you please drop our friend Chris from the interview room's chat periodically? Hey, Matu, good to see you. Okay, here we go. They had Bob Gillum on, of course, Dr. Barry Picardo, John Lamb, and Maureen O'Connell.
Yeah. Okay, just all of you remember, I don't get mad, I get even. All right.
Okay. That's a good reminder.
That's not my. I don't remember you like that, Bob. I remember you as being kind and as nice as a kitten.
That's not how he looks.
One of the things I want to talk about here is the fact that I think Nancy is getting lost in the translation. And what I mean by that is this. I think all of us here can agree that the investigation, things are moving in the right direction. However, when you have a sheriff who is in control, and I'm going to hit on him a little bit harder tonight than I have, because I've learned some things that, quite frankly, were disturbing. I've talked to people on.
Now, this is a rare thing in fact, I think this is probably my only time in 3 years from all my channels that I have seen anybody overwhelmingly, including former law enforcement, all kinds, not just Chris or anybody, like everybody almost talk about this, a sheriff, another law enforcement officer, because it's bad. It's bad.
On the ground, and he had 98% of his staff give him a vote of no confidence. Now think about that number.
Think about that.
And Bob can, touch bases on that when he gets back here. But think about a company that's run by a CEO who 98% of the company do not have confidence in the guy.
Especially when you consider that, like, politically, half the people are going to be on one side and half are going to be on the other, or so it's not that, right?
Yeah, right, exactly. And now you have wait a
Hey.
minute. What the heck?
That was fast.
Where'd Bob go?
Yes,
Bob in
JKB.
his gangrene shirt.
I'll save it.
I mean, okay. Okay, Sassy, thank you, honey. I mean, think about that. 98% of your sheriff's office doesn't have faith in you. Congress in the United States has a better voting approval rating than that. Congress. It's bad. Like, you got to be real bad to do that. To be, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Okay,
Keep going.
so Bobby, tell us a little bit about his approval, or excuse me, Sheriff Nanos's approval rating by his staff. What are his numbers?
Well, prior to the Guthrie case, the Deputy Sheriff's Association, whatever the union is, they call it there, they took a vote, a no confidence vote on Sheriff Nanos, and 98% of the deputies voted that they had no confidence in Nanos. 98%, that's significant. We've all of us in law enforcement have heard of these type of votes before, but I've never heard one that high in any agency. So that's significant. And I hate saying that. I hate saying that about anyone in law enforcement, particularly someone at the head of an agency, but it's been widely reported, and I believe that it's correct. So it's been reported in local media, and I believe, and I don't remember his first name. Is it Sergeant Cross that you had him on? Yeah. I believe he talked about that. I'm not sure if he talked about it on your show, Chris, or another show that I watched him on, but he pretty much confirmed that.
Did you say before the Nancy Guthrie investigation?
Yes, this was all prior to that.
Bam. That's bad.
Wow.
And Bob,
Yeah, it's
awesome. Go ahead. And
okay. So that's pretty much it. The vote was taken, I believe, so maybe in November, if I remember right.
What's embarrassing is getting a ticket while running a stop sign. You got to wait till the stop sign turns green, Casey. Duh. Yeah, that's telling. So now we know Nano's work is poor as the evidence. No bloodhound and equa search allowed. Well, he wouldn't reply to Cajun Navy or anything. And this is a huge county, humongous county as well. The problem with voting in senior officers is that it's done on character performance and not skill or experience. That's fair. That's fair.
right? It didn't say exactly, but I think it was sometime in November, just prior to Christmas.
Okay, so
So fairly recent.
I want to shift gears.
Just one more comment.
Go ahead,
And
please.
one more comment. And Sergeant Cross brought this up on your program.
Well, the 98% is like the county, the staff,
He
from what I
was
understand.
reassigned
Maybe this
to
is okay.
a position that would not be worthy of a sergeant in probably most agencies, most police departments or
I agree with
sheriff's
that.
departments. He is taking phone reports from citizens, and not to demean anyone that would do that, but that as a sergeant, he is a first line supervisor. That's not the job of a sergeant to take crime reports over the phone under normal circumstances. Now, if he was injured or something like that, as we know, then that could possibly be an assignment he would have, but not as a sergeant that is able-bodied. But it was
Life
obvious
changer?
that Nanos assigned him there after this vote of no confidence.
And well, after the election, and I'll remind you of the acronym from the old Oceanside police days, and it was NIGYSOB. And you may remember this. It's now I got you, yeah, SOB. And that's the way, unfortunately, a number of higher ranking police administrators, if they get the chance to harm your career or move you from a position where you may be super effective, but it's their opportunity of hampering you or harming your career, they will do so.
Darlena?
And I'm not suggesting that all law
I'm not sure about that, but I know that United Cajun Navy reached out to him and he would not return their call. He would not return their call. I think he's very, I don't know. I just feel like he has, based upon old videos that I've seen of him, it seems like he has a chip on his shoulder for the FBI. Whatever that is, seems like he's got a chip on his shoulder.
enforcement administrators are like that. But I am very comfortable in saying that a majority are, and so I understand that there were other people that were reassigned from the department because they didn't openly support him for reelection.
Well, the lieutenant that ran against him in this last election was a female lieutenant. I can't recall her name, but he assigned her to.
So earlier you were someone was talking about the double backpack guy. I just didn't. The double backpack guys were the guy retched over the fence. That guy. Okay, I got you. I think it's even before that, Friendly Frog, isn't it? Because I've got an old video of him talking about how the FBI can just say this and just say that.
How did they put it? Basically assigned her to home, and this was just prior to the election, so she couldn't leave her residence. That was her duty station just prior to the election. Of course, she was trying to campaign, so you can figure out what that did to her campaign. Now, I'm not suggesting she should be able to campaign on duty, but when you're assigned to home and that type of retribution from your political opponent, that's pretty significant. And this isn't just me saying this, is widely reported in local media in Tucson. If you're interested in seeing more of it or reading more detail on that, you should Google it and read up on this election, because it's quite interesting.
I don't know. I think after this time, he may not be voted in again. Okay. Let me find the other mark. Okay, here we go.
Failures and errors in judgment, and this would cause them to allege negligent retention of an employee, which would mean
no, sorry. Okay, here we go.
How many weeks have we been looking at the front door? Weeks.
Yeah.
Look at this picture. What do you see?
The front door.
The front door.
And what's to the left of it?
A wreath.
Yeah. And so now we have a suspect who comes to the front door and he's looking right at this wreath with a flash.
Now, there's also glass right here as well, which you remember the guy looking in the he's like, it looks like he's looking in. I think he's looking in the glass, the window there as well, because in one of the photos, like where the camera, well, you can see it in there actually. You can see the lamp as well. There's reporting that there was also blood inside at the doorway as well.
Flashlight in his mouth, but he decides to go back and pick up weeds. This wreath, you have to ask yourself, well, wait a minute. Why don't you just tear the thing off the wall and hang it on the camera instead of trying to pick up a bunch of weeds?
Well, it has a rope on it too. You know, you could just hang that thing on it better. Wait, 16 months? Thank you, baby. Appreciate you very, very much. Good to see you. Wait, what? Love you, dear. Love you too, darling. Thank you so much for your support. Really, really do appreciate that. My darling. Oh, Justin, did you hear the part where Greg Cooper profiled Porch Guy exactly like you did? I have not. Greg Cooper. I don't know if I'm familiar with Greg Cooper. I might be. I'm just trying to think. What he said very similar to what I did. Chris just noticed the wreath. He did not notice the wreath a month ago and keep it himself. Come on. Well, you know, as things, I mean, this is the thing. I can go back on an interview or a picture and notice something 2 years later. You know what I mean? So, and to be honest with you, I've never seen this picture with the wreath. I've always seen it like in a different, closer, more zoomed in. Chris tells Greg's perspective on this. Gotcha.
And block the camera. Again, it goes into the thought process of who's on the front porch. And it goes into people have been looking at this for weeks and nobody has mentioned this wreath. And this is one of the things that I saw early on. And I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to wait. We're going to let everybody run down the road.
Give me a second, guys.
Okay. And we're going to identify the guy's clothing. We're going to, figure out who's doing what and when, but nobody's going to see this wreath. And sure enough, nobody's seen it. There's not been one report about why the suspect overlooked this obvious piece of equipment, tool, to block that camera.
Well, I mean, I don't. The thing about this camera is it's very strange because if this guy was there on the 11th or the 24th, and this seems like it's very planned if you've got a backpack. It's very odd behavior. To me, to be honest with you, the feeling that I get, I feel like this guy with the backpack is a helper almost. Like he is not as confident and he is not as what's the word I'm looking for? He doesn't know the ins and outs as well as whoever else is there. You get what I mean? That's the feeling I get, because if this guy was, to me, if this guy right here, let me show you, the only one we have a picture of, if he is the one there the 11th and the one there on the 24th, like that would be like camera 101. It's out of there. Yes, you can just remove it off the bracket. Yes. However, it's still going to record, right? It's still going to record until it's out of the Wi-Fi area. He's got one role to play, and that's it. Each person had a single job. The bracket should be in evidence, in my opinion. So should the doormat. The whole damn door should be off, actually, in my opinion.
And is that a string? It's hanging. It's hanging by a string right there, right? It's rather small on my screen, but
Yeah,
he
no,
could
you
have
can
used
see
that
it.
string.
Yeah, it's on a
Yeah.
piece of string.
So if the goal was to grab those weeds that he went back for, to rip the camera off out of the mount, like everyone's saying, wouldn't it be a lot easier just to grab that string that's already there?
Exactly.
Yeah, great point.
And just hang it on the camera.
Mm-hmm.
We could go for
No.
days and talk about.
No, I think her birthday's the 27th, January 27th, which is, again, very, very interesting that all of this is happening 24. Literally, they're interested in 72 hours after her birthday, 3 days after her birthday, or the 24th. 3 days before her birthday, rather, because her birthday is the 27th. I'm almost certain, and they are looking for the 24th.
The what ifs on how he could have utilized this as a tool, but instead we're shown a video of this guy going out and grabbing a bunch of weeds. And so I think this changes the dynamics once again to the personality up on this porch.
He doesn't seem like, when he gets there, he doesn't seem, a lot of people say he doesn't seem confident, but to me, you're not going to be as the person helping out is not going to be as confident if they're not the one with the emotion behind it, or the hate behind the crime, right? Someone that's angry, vengeance, or with a motive is going to be more forthright, more get the job done. This person doesn't walk with a lot of confidence, in my opinion. A Burns said Nancy's security screen door is nearly impossible to break into, and therefore there was somebody already inside. Well, that's the thing. We have no sign that I'm aware of a break-in, right? We don't have anything of a break-in. Doesn't mean they didn't break in, but again, I find it very coincidental that there's cameras inside the damn home and we don't have any video of that, right? And again, it's so frustrating. They're 40 some minutes, 43 minutes. Who in the hell is at an abduction or a robbery? Either one for 43 minutes. I'll wait. I'll wait. Way too much time. And again, like I said, this guy, think about this. He walks up, cool, calm, collected. He's not in a hurry. He's not in a hurry. Doesn't want to be seen, obviously, because he's got this mask. Hey, what's up? He Summers. Yes, that is true, Deb. There is cameras in her home. There absolutely is. But, and this is the thing, 41, 43 minutes, that is minimum that they were there. Absolute minimum. Because that's just the timestamps we have from the time the internet went off, the time that was seen motion detected on the camera, and then her heart, her pacemaker disconnecting from the phone. That's minimum amount of time. 41 makes me think, well, nothing ever goes to plan. Ever. Right? Nothing ever, it doesn't matter if you're planning a vacation or anything else, nothing ever goes to plan, right? That you have in your head. There's always going to be something that comes up, whether it's a robbery, unaliving someone, like it's never going to go as, you plan it. But this is either it didn't go to plan, they were waiting on someone, they were talking with the victim, maybe even coercing the victim. I mean, we don't know. How many minutes between the pacemaker spike and the pacemaker disconnect? I don't think we have the pacemaker spike time, do we? Let me see here. Nancy Guthrie. Pace or spike time. They recorded a significant spike in her heart rate occurred around 2 a.m. to 2:30 a.m. 2:28, the pacemaker disconnected from the monitoring app, marking a critical moment for interest for investigators. 2 a.m. range cardiologists indicated the data showed a rapid increase in her heart rate before the disconnection, prompting speculation of a fight or physical struggle. But this is the thing. Like I said, it doesn't have to be anxiety, or it doesn't have to be a physical struggle. And people always forget about the third thing. If you are pew-pewed or stabbed and you have blood loss, your heart rate is going to increase very quickly. It's going to try to overcompensate pumping the blood that you're losing. for a minute. So it doesn't mean she was scared, doesn't mean she was a struggle. You see, this is the thing, Deb. I hope if she's not alive, and I truly don't believe that she is, and really don't believe she probably was when she left the house, or I certainly don't believe she was alive more than a couple hours after she left the house. But like, if she's not alive, I just hope she was asleep and she didn't even know what happened. You know what I mean? Yeah. So possibly they were in the house for approximately 30 minutes before her heart rate spiked, or if I got it wrong. They was at least 41 minutes. 41 minutes. Right? What did Ellie say? Has anyone confirmed or not whether she took her nightly prescriptions? People usually take them after dinner or before bed. If they weren't taken, well, the script must be wrong, in my opinion. That's it. No, don't know about that. Simply real, but that's a very interesting question. If he was really no timestamp on the pew pew video, so in theory there could have been in the house before Nancy got there, right? Someone could have been there before Nancy got there. However, I don't think so. Just my opinion, because you would think that they would have, well, I was going to say you would think the cameras inside would have had a timestamp of someone being in that house, right? And if she was dropped off at 9:45 or 9:50, why wait 3 or 4 hours? Hey, Lolo. You know what I mean? Why wait 3 or 4 hours? She's not someone that is going to take a lot of energy to control. You get what I mean? Justin, if no break in, then someone had a key, or she could have answered the door. I don't think she answered the door, in my opinion, but that's just me.
Thoughts? I'm throwing it out there.
Gary?
The wreath, you're right. And it's not as if you wouldn't see the string. The thing I laid back when you showed me that picture, Chris, and I'm going to go right back to, why didn't they seize both doors? We knew that the guy at the door had the camera the light in his mouth. There could have been expirated DNA, saliva, yet they left the doors.
Same thing with the Nest camera bracket. We know he touched the bracket.
Well, it's the spike. That's a point. Jump as if she was alive, why didn't the monitor get any more spikes before disconnecting 28 minutes later? It could have. They're just telling us about one spike between 2 and 2:28.
Remove the camera from it. Why is that bracket still there? It's just like the doormat. Why is it still there?
Exactly.
You knew going in that this case was going to rely heavily on physical evidence. Yet I see. I mean, if push came to shove, if I couldn't take the door frame, I would be covering every bit of that door frame for DNA. It just, and I mean, maybe they did all that, but you would get a far more complete job seizing the doors.
You know, they haven't done that, John. Do you know how we know? The mat is still sitting on the porch.
Oh,
Okay. I mean, the mat's still sitting there. Okay. And the car, apparently the family car is back, apparently. However, the PIO does not know that it's back. In fact, I got an email. Actually, Karen got an email.
Wait a minute. What does that mean? Oh, hey, Amy. Hey, Justin. Thanks for creating such a great. Oh, you guys make the community, baby, not me. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. You guys make it awesome. Thank you so much, Miss Amy. Really do appreciate you, my love. It's all you guys. Love you. Every single one of you guys in here. Really do appreciate that. Nancy never took her heart medication when she arrived home. Well, we don't know that, do we? We simply don't know that. Right, Lolo.
Email.
Hold on. What does he mean
yesterday afternoon?
Hold on. Wait a second.
She was inquiring. Yesterday, actually, Karen got.
Hold on.
In fact, I got an email. PIO does not know that it's back.
However, the PIO, the point of interest, doesn't know that it's back.
In fact, I got an email. Actually, Karen got an email yesterday afternoon. She was inquiring, is the car there? Because there's somebody on Twitter with a picture of a blue Hyundai CRV in front of the house or on the driveway. And she says, the PIO, I don't know. We've been in the process of wanting to release it back to the family, but I don't know if it's been released. I'll get back with you on Monday and let you know. So, Bob, I can see you want to say something.
I'm just going to defend the PIO on this particular point.
I want to say something and let you know. I don't know if it's been released. I'll get back with you on Monday and let you know. So, Bob, I can see you want to say something.
I'm just going to defend the PIO on this particular point, and that is he or she is going to have to check with the detectives,
right,
or whoever the shot caller is. I don't know if it's that sergeant that's on the team or not, but yeah, she's.
Oh, the public information officer on this. Okay.
He or she's going to have to check with them
before
she releases any more information on that, which is the appropriate way to do it.
Yeah. And maybe someone's off today.
Yeah. No, that's not an issue, right? And I agree with you. And that's exactly what she's doing. I have to talk to the detective on Monday. My pushback on that would be if I gave the car back as the detective, I would call the PIO and say, hey, give you a heads up. This car that everybody's been talking about for the last 40 days, okay, we gave it back to the family. It's out of the shop. It's repaired. So in case you get broadsided, instead, the flow of communication again is very discombobulated. And does that surprise us when you have the sheriff saying you could be the next victim? To the
maybe someone took my advice and rented a car that looked exactly like the one that's impounded and just lent it to them or gave it to them just to get the heat off.
Well, and you know,
that's interesting. That's very interesting. Maybe someone found a car very similar. And they gave it back, but the public information officer had no fucking idea that this car that everyone's been talking about for 40 some days? That's a very good point. Very good point. Yes, Ellie. Yep, I did. Yeah, we've had that video though. That's the double backpack's been out though.
It's my thought too. Is this a prop? I
Because
don't
there's
know.
no
I
front
don't
plate
think
on
it's
the
a prop.
vehicle.
I think it's the car. Go ahead. But the bigger question now to the sheriff should be, from anybody, any good journalist, would be, so why did you have it for 41 days?
Thank you. And again, that's exactly what I said at the beginning of this live. I understand Savannah is quote livid over people thinking that her sister could be involved or her brother-in-law, even though the sheriff says no, even though he's made different statements on that. But like, she should, in my opinion, be frustrated at the sheriff too, right? Because he's not been clear about absolutely anything. And if you're saying Tommaso and them have no involvement whatsoever, they're 100% clear, then give us why the reason it was there for 41 days. Why? Whenever no other vehicle has been there 41 days, whenever they were in their house multiple times, one time over 3 hours at a time, taking out stuff. Again, the crime didn't happen at Tommaso and Annie's house. No. Mm-mm. No. Thank you, Miss Patty. Thank you for that. And why take the game table, folding table from the home? And what else did they take? That's the thing. What else did they take? I mean, the freaking last person I want to think that could even potentially be involved is someone in the family, right? Nobody wants to think that. Absolutely nobody. But there is a bullshit meter as well. There just is. And I understand they can't tell us a lot of things. I get it. Understand. But damn, you can tell us if they're cleared, why you did certain things, how you cleared them. You know what I mean? Like, that's the difference. If they are cleared, how did you get that they are cleared? Because we, that they were home all night. We have them on camera that they were home and that there is no electronic communication between them or anybody else or whatever. But until those questions are answered with the public, like, in my opinion, like, how can you be mad at the public whenever the day before the sheriff said everyone was cleared? He said nobody was cleared, not even the public, or not even the family. That's my problem. I don't even want to think that they could be even remotely involved. But again, when the family's car is there longer than anybody's, they've been into that house multiple times, right? And all of this has just been going on. And then in the beginning, you have this. It's, to me, it's a little weird. I mean, especially how he's looking right there. Like, I don't get it. I want to get it. I really do. I want to understand. But I truly, whenever it's literally 96% majority of the time, it is a family member, a friend, someone the victim knows. So easy to imagine a heated row, but the surveillance suggests a dish served cold like revenge. I don't know. I mean, and there's just a lot of things that happened last year that makes your meter go up as well, in my opinion, particularly financially with allegedly certain members.
Not what did you find, but why did you hold it for 41 days? That
Well,
should be
NBC could have asked, yeah, the NBC reporter could have asked that question, but we're not going to get that out of the
Right.
mainstream news media.
Well, this is the thing. Lori says, she asked, did they investigate and look for DNA at Annie's? We know that forensics was there multiple days. We know that they took items out of the house in evidence bags. They took like a card table and they searched around the family's neighborhood, their backyards, their cameras. They looked around in like campers. They went in homes voluntarily there, and they kept the car longer than any other car that we know that is publicly been taken in. Sherry, it's early for you, girl.
that's the logical question
Love you, darling.
at some point that I'm going to ask. If I get an opportunity, I'm going to ask them, what were you holding it for 41 days? And I don't need to know what you did with it, meaning I don't need to know what the evidence was, if anything, that, what was going on there, just out of curiosity. Well, we're not at liberty to discuss it because it's an open investigation, yada, yada. Okay, that's fine. At least say that. Okay. I want to hear him say that, because when we asked him about this yesterday, it was, literally we have the email. I'm going to put it on a tweet on Monday after I get the second answer. And in the first one, it's like, really? The car?
This is the thing, though. And Patty, God bless you. God bless you for the prayers for Annie and them. But I do have a little bit of a question about that. She says, and Perp could strike again. Pray for Annie. If it's true, she called 911 last night. I think she's scared. I think she also has a protection PS. So, sheriff said this person could strike again, right? They didn't give out any warning in the beginning that the neighborhood was at risk. Number one. Number two, he said he believed this is targeted. If this is targeted, then who was this perpetrator targeting? Is he targeting 84-year-old women? And he's saying that they believe like there's a motive behind this. Okay. Yeah, exactly, Ginger. It doesn't add up. It just doesn't add up. Are you talking with Mr. Daly? Yeah. Like I said, if I was Mr. Daly, I wouldn't have worn that long sleeve shirt or anything. I'd have been in my bathing suit. You can see every tattoo head to toe on me, mother chicken. You need to see anything. Here you go. What mole you want to see? I'd be in a V shape for the camera. I'll tell you that. It's like, what do you need to see? I'm going to show you I'm clear. Here you go. What you need to see.
What? Huh? Yeah, you can't make this up. Okay. And so, which leads to the next concept. So I was talking to
Hey, Chris, can I make one point before you
please.
move on to the next one?
Absolutely.
So the FBI PIO, when we come into a situation like this, or even in other situations, our PIOs will work with their PIOs and make sure that everything that goes out is done properly and in a way that's uniform and gives comfort to the community, et cetera. And the PIO for the division where I worked all those years, she's a really good friend of mine. And
I think it was
I mean,
I respect
they've
that.
sent her all over the place to help law enforcement entities work with really complex situations like this. So it's only, I mean, that's something else that that municipal law enforcement and sheriff's departments can call and ask for help with a situation like that, because we have 3 or 4 a PIO and a couple of others that work for the PIO that can go to these other entities and lend a helping hand if needed.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah, I was trained. I received my PIO training from Jim Vance at the NA Marine, and I don't know if you know Jim. He was there for 20 years. But incidentally, Chris, he's attached to the Cold Case Foundation too. It's that Jim Vance, so you probably know him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
He is our guy, and Karen works with him. And Karen actually went to that training too. Years ago, but okay, shifting gears. Number 2, why is this all important? Right? Because this miscommunication then leads to, mistakes and that kind of stuff. So I talked to Cooper. Greg was, he's going to be coming on here, not tonight, but we're going to talk a little bit deeper about, and those of you who don't know Greg, and by the way, Greg signed off on Fitz coming into the BAU. I'm sure Fitz knows him. And so John, when Douglas left, Cooper was the acting chief of the behavior science unit. And he signed off also on Mary Ellen coming in, and Mary Ellen ended up taking over. Okay. So Greg said the other day when I was talking to him, and he's given me permission to share his thoughts. He said, I want you to do one thing for the audience.
We're going to go.
And he's going to come on and we'll talk a little bit deeper about this.
Is anyone else buffering? Hopefully not. Okay, I want to show you this. Let me find it. I thought I had it pulled up. Let me see here. Okay, here we go. 58.
And for those of you that don't know him, he's our executive director at the Cold Case Foundation.
And he's
first of all, let's look at this guy's approach.
Watch this.
And he's not so concerned with how casual the guy is. He says that's a given. That's an easy gift here. He said, my concern is his style.
No buffering. Okay.
Appearances. And I said, what do you mean? Break that down, Greg. He said this guy
He's a Greg is a profiler from the Cold Case Foundation, where Chris also is a member of the Cold Case Foundation.
is more concerned about how he looks than what he's doing. He said, look at the type of mask that he's chosen with the.
Like I said, I'm telling you guys, I have said this from the get-go. Rewind my videos that I've seen, that I've talked about this guy from day one. This guy cares about his looks. He cares about what people think of him, in my opinion. This guy also, I said he's the type that has his hair really neat, his eyebrows really neat. He takes good care of his skin. He's keeps his goatee and his beard, if he's got a beard, really good. He smells like fresh cologne. He's probably got 2 diamond eyebrow piercings. He wears buckle jeans and a plaid type of shirt. He likes his car very much washed, his rims clean. I'm telling you. Mark my words. Mark them. He wants you to make you to think he shops at Walmart. I think he's always got like clean clothing on. I agree with Greg 100%. 100%.
Stitching around the eyes. And he said, who chooses a mask to emphasize the features of his face? The whole purpose of the mask is to downplay those features.
I think this guy, I don't think he's college educated, in my opinion. I've not heard this part, but in my opinion, I don't believe this guy is like college educated. I think he's might have graduated, but may have quit school early. But I think he's money is a big factor in this person's life, or he wants to at least seem that money is a big factor. I think he's, in my opinion, been in the drug scene, but he's might have done drugs, but he's more of a seller, a dealer. That's the word. Yeah. I think he probably, this guy probably takes 2 showers a day, and looks kind of metrosexual, if you will.
He said, but he chooses a stylistic mask with stitching all around it, which was the first thing to draw your attention to his eyes. Okay. He said, now think about that. This guy has purposely highlighted those features.
I don't think this is the, I mean, I wouldn't say I would be shocked if this is the main guy, but I don't feel like he is the main guy. Like he is the helper. You owe me something, or there's some money involved. You're gonna pay me. You're gonna pay me. This guy's getting paid or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, anything black market. I think he's I think this guy is a go-getter as far as like you said, like the black market, like he's a hustler on making money, right? Uh, I can see that. I can see, yes, I can see, like, in this picture, I think this is AI generated, if I'm correct. Uh, I'm almost certain it is, but it does, in my opinion, look like Carlos. But I don't think this is. I'm not gonna blame anybody.
He said, and then he says, if you look at the picture of his mouth in that mask, what do we see?
He almost looks like he's got lip injections. It like a little filler or something. I mean, I don't think he probably does, but he gives that that LA duck lip a little bit, like it's filled a little bit, but I don't think it is. I think it could just be the.
We see in the mask, through the mask, we see his mustache.
And I still think that he has the scar here, and I call it a hair lip. That's not the right term for it, but like almost like he's had like a cleft palate, like a surgery, or he's had an injury to his lip from either as a child or as even adult, a car accident, even. You can't tell me that someone doesn't know him though locally. I'm telling you, someone knows. Uh, Someone told on this guy day one. I'm telling you, they're just getting the DNA, all the evidence back, and they're going to make their move. I still thank you so much, Mary. Good to see you. I still believe the family is involved. How can someone drop off an elderly woman and then she disappears? I mean, listen, I understand where people have suspicions. I mean, I think it would be silly if the sheriff isn't saying again, like, why they kept the car and all that. And again, I think it's highly interesting how just a few hours after she was dropped off, out of all days, after 84 years, you're abducted. I mean, again, you know, I don't think the mustache is fake, in my opinion. I think he keeps it very neatly trimmed. You can see the scar even in his mustache, where the hair doesn't grow as much in the scar. I think he's a fairly attractive man underneath that, and I think he really cares what people thinks about him. I think he's probably shitting himself right now. Wild Angel Roxy, thank you so much, my dear. 22 months. You are a legend. Please hit the like button for Dustin. Thank you so much, Wild Angel Roxy. Much love to you, my friend. Good to see you, and thank you so much for everything you do, my love. Appreciate you. Hey, Linda. I agree. Do you think he got rid of the clothing and backpack? Yes, 1,000%. 1,000%. Now, Mountain Cat, this photo that we're seeing now is not AI generated. This is the real photo right here. I think he's crapping his pants, not he crapped his pants. No, Casey. I think he crapped his pants, or he's well, I think he's still probably crapping his pants ever since this photo or this video came out. Oh, a 1 billion %. And this is the thing. And think about this, Lolo. He's probably watching. You damn right he is. This guy, they are watching, in my opinion, the searches of Nancy. They're doing it. Do I think he's under 30? I think he's over 30. I think he's I think he's 34 to, we'll say 34 to 44, in my opinion. Maybe a little younger. But he's not in his 20s, in my opinion, and he's not 50 yet. I'm afraid he may have left the country. I don't think he's left the country. I think this guy is laying low. I think you're going to see he's going to be acting. There's going to be odd behavior, particularly with the people that is around him. Right? I mean, this is the thing. This guy is almost certainly from Arizona. He his mother has seen his face. Does he have a lump on upper nose? I don't think he has a lump on the upper nose or anything. You mean like that right there? Do you mean that? I think that is just his nasal hole where it's kind of pressed and you just see part of his hole, of his nose. He's got very pretty eyelashes. He's got very pretty eyes. This guy does. Big eyes. I think they're green or brown. They're either green or brown. They're one or the other, though.
And potentially through some chin hair. He said, again, this mask was selected, yes, as a tool of concealment, but the suspect is used to looking at himself in a very vain way in the mirror. He said that the mask had to fit his personality type. He said, now when we add that up, he said, this person is more concerned about his grooming and his appearance than being captured.
I've not heard this. I'm telling you, Ginger told me about this. She's like, Justin, he's saying the exact same thing you've said since day one. This guy is very self-conscious about his looks.
And he said, let's think a little bit deeper into this. This is a guy who pre-incident behavior is the guy that you constantly see looking into the mirror at himself. He said, this personality type will be that individual who is conscientious about the type of jacket he wore, the type of bag he selected, the type of holster.
Okay. So, the guys that they don't want the crease in their shoes. He's that guy. You know what I'm talking about. They don't want that bend in their shoes. Thank you, Amy. You know the guy that doesn't want that bend in their shoes? You know what I'm talking about? He's that guy. I'm telling you. I've known this from jump. Nancy's birthday was the 27th mountain. Yes. He has a full-length mirror. He has an electric razor in his bathroom, and he grooms his goatee or his beard. Really nice cut edges normally. That's the guy. We all know one. Right? We all know one. That just always cracked me up and stuff. I mean, I know I look prissy and stuff, but I don't give a damn about bending my shoes or anything like that. Promise you, I really don't. I'll be out in the garden playing. That's what I like to do. I like to get my hands dirty and stuff. But I'm telling you, this guy, he's the type that wears the white shoes. He's going to order takeout a lot. He's going to be on his cell phone when he's ordering takeout. I can tell you exactly who he like. I can tell you the personality. I just can't tell you who he is. OCD. I think he's got very clean nails, right? Very clean nails. Maybe a little OCD with like hand washing and cleaning. Yeah, maybe. He's probably, I think he's very clean in his home, most likely. He is, like I said, he's got air fresheners in his car. He's probably got praying hands in his car. Mirror. He keeps his rims really clean. Absolutely. Hey, Kimchi. Good to see you, babe. Thank you so much. Thank you for having us back here. That was so sweet. Thank you so much, my love. That's very kind of you. And thank you so much for your support, those kind words, and thank you for being a member as well. Very much. Thank you so much. Wears too much cologne. I think he smells like a French whore. Yeah. Which I probably wear too much cologne too. I used to wear a lot of cologne, but I don't so much anymore. But I always wear cologne, but I don't bathe in it anymore.
That was chosen. The type of shoes that were worn. The type of mask that was selected.
It's so interesting.
And if you think about a stylistic type of personality, this is the kind of guy that is very arrogant, very egotistical, very narcissistic, but not completely.
Yes. Yeah. He's all about himself. I think this guy's had a lot of girlfriends. You know that one of his exes has called. You know this. Like, one of his exes at least has called. He's probably got kids. He wears a gold chain. Yep. Didn't I say that before? He wears like a gold chain and the buckle, the torn pants. Yeah. He wore Ed Hardy back in 2007. Promise you. He did.
And because
read him like
this is the guy that's looking at himself
1,000
in the mirror all the time. He said, watch the video again. I don't have it queued up right now, but I'm going to. Watch how he approaches the porch. Head down, but then he looks up and he looks right through that window. Greg's comment was, I wonder if he saw his reflection.
See, I usually agree with you, and I almost always agree with John, but this is falling flat on me. Am I the only one? I think the mask, the backpack was the cheapest backpack. I mean, is there a backpack that costs less than $10? I don't know, maybe. But the hat could have just been the cheapest one. And with regard to the
I know people talk about his clothing like it might come from Walmart or whatever. To me, these clothes were probably bought for this scenario and this scenario only. But even in this scenario, he wanted to look presentable. You know what I mean? I don't think he's a full blown narcissist, but I do think he's, in my opinion, narcissistic uh, tendencies. But again, I don't think this is. I think like it's kind of like if I don't just so I can describe it, like if you're in a pinch and you go on vacation or something and you don't really want to buy like an expensive outfit or something like that, so you just go to the Walmart and you buy something that's there that you like for the occasion. You know what I mean? That's what I think, in my opinion.
mouth showing, it's a little bit askew, almost like he wiped his, he scratched his nose or something and it got a little bit askew after he had it on. I don't know. I'm not seeing any of that sophistication. And I'm also thinking he looked like a clown. If this is the person that really cared what he looked like, I don't know.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Good points. It baffles me that he tries to obscure his face when he first enters the tile, walks up onto the tiles, and then he walks right. He holds his head down, slump shoulders.
I'm gonna pull the video. 1 second.
And then he looks up. Maybe he was looking at himself. That would make sense, I guess. But then he walks right over and stares right into the camera and reaches up and grabs it. So, I don't think he's at all sophisticated. I mean that ridiculous holster, the way he's wearing it. To me, that tells me it was for effect and not for use. And so, yeah, I'm not seeing now, this is a good picture to look at, that you have
I don't think he's a sophisticated man by any stretch of the imagination. I think he's I think he just tries too hard, if that makes sense. I don't think he was the mission man. I don't think he was the one that there was no feeling behind what this guy he wasn't the one that was angry. He was not the guy that was angry. I would be gobsmacked if he's the one that has the vendetta or the motive. What is he doing with his hand down there? I just now noticed that. I mean, I noticed his hand, but I just now noticed, like, what is he doing with his hand down there? Is he ringing the doorbell? Is he trying to? Because the camera's up there. What is he? Because this is the doorknob. This is the doorknob right there. People was saying that's a phone and stuff. That's the damn doorknob. That's the doorknob. That's the deadbolt. It looks like. It wouldn't surprise me if this guy lives with his mom or a family member either. He's got his backpack full. Mm. He's not a nice guy, that's for sure. Wait, that's not the full one. I need it where he's actually walking up. It's 40 seconds. Hmm. I want to see the one where he's walking. No, where he's walking up. That one. There's another one where he's like
News tonight in the Nancy Guthrie.
walking up. See his head down there? Mm. I'll find it, but what's that? Oh, that's the flowers. He's dumb as hell. That looks like a pen. Doesn't that look like an ink pen to you? Or what do y'all think that is? You see that? Oh, is it a zipper? Might be a zipper. You're right. I think you're right. Zipper pull. Yep. He's it's very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, I want to go back to this right here. Go back to Chris.
Up here now because not everybody, a lot of people keep saying that he's wearing some type of latex mask underneath
he's not wearing a
the
latex
balaclava
mask.
Or the ski mask.
He's not.
So I don't see that. Does anyone else see that? Because I don't.
No.
Okay, good. So he's not terribly sophisticated. And the ridiculous, we've talked about it a million times, ridiculous idea that you can pull some weeds out of the flower bed and stick them over the camera. That's just ridiculous.
So are you, Miss Kelsey?
So I don't think this guy's all that smart, and everybody's saying, well, everybody again. Some people are saying, well, he's evaded capture this far. He's got to be pretty smart. I don't see it that way.
He's not smart.
And
I'm not saying that the guy's smart. Neither is Greg.
Okay. He's just saying that he's more concerned with his appearance and how and his role in this, or how he looks in his role in this. Is that what he's saying?
Well, he's not saying, how he looks in his role. He's saying in his everyday life, this guy is very conscientious of how he looks and is perceived by other people. Okay, that this isn't you.
Okay, you can have John Mountain Cat, but we're having Dr. Gary Picardo. Okay, Dr. Gary is ours. We love Dr. Gary. We love, of course, I love all of them on there. Dr. Gary's such a kind guy. They've been lucky that the sheriff's department has made some mistakes. Yeah, yeah. I think there's been mistakes, but I think, listen, the way the sheriff Doofy was talking the other day, he says, pretty much that we have a motive, and it sounds to me like they know exactly who he is. Yeah, Dr. Gary watches. He talks to me sometimes in chat. Yeah. They found Courtney guilty on all counts. Praise the Lord. They don't think the criminals were Einsteins. Hell no, they're not Einsteins. They're more like I said, I don't think this is a college educated guy whatsoever. I think he might have graduated high school or a dropout, and may have been in the drug scene, but I think he's more like of a dealer kind, in my opinion, if he's anything.
You're just
More of a seller, not a user.
Your everyday, dirtbag burglar. He said, because your everyday dirtbag burglar would have walked right up and smashed that camera right from the get-go.
Yes.
Totally.
Thank you. Exactly. This guy is not confident. He is not confident why he's there. You can tell the way that he approaches. He's not sure. This guy is not the guy who, in my opinion, has the motive behind it. Like, he's not the angry one. And if he is, he's not even sure of himself. Like, to me, when he walks, regardless, when he walks up there, he's thinking, I'm about to do this. Right? Like, there is, he's not sure. There's some hesitations, but I got to go through this. Whatever, I got to go through these motions. Yeah. He's probably a Mary Jane smoker, but I'm not the Mary Jane smoker, but who cares in today's world, He's not the mastermind. He's doing it to make a quick buck. Yes, I think that's probably why, or someone's helped him out in the past for something.
I agree. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He said this guy, he didn't even care about the camera. The camera was an afterthought. And which again goes towards why then if we what Greg's position is if you think about, and of course I don't want to speak for him, but just in our conversation, his thought process is, he said, what kind of guy walks up in first of all, multiple times to a potential property, okay, many times.
But this is the thing. This is the thing for me. Hey, Nana, don't mess with my Skittles. What's going on, Nana? Good to see you, honey. This is the thing. I don't think this guy was the guy that was, just my opinion, doesn't mean it's a fact or anything, but I don't believe this was the guy that was around the house on the 11th or the 24th. I don't think so. I just don't see it. Because if this is the guy that has been there multiple times, he knows these cameras. are there, right? He's not informed unless there's so much to think of that he just forgot about it. But cameras are going to be one of the first things that you think about while committing a crime, right? It's not going to be the thing you think about. Or it's going to be one of the first things you think about, these cameras. And again, how did he know? One of my questions is, how did he know that these cameras on the inside weren't really on? Because if I'm there 40 some minutes and I'm taking that outside camera, I'm taking every one of those mother chicken cameras inside too. I'm taking every one, or they're all going to be smashed, trashed, something. Hey, do the house. That's a good question. How do you know about the camera in the house? Cameras. How do you know all these things? That's what I would that's what my assumption would be, Lori, as well. Again, if think about this. Okay, think about this. If your outdoor camera is not activated while this crime is taking place, in my opinion, that's going to look very, very, very suspicious. Maybe your inside cameras are not going to be on. You could make the argument for privacy. You could make that argument. But the perpetrator doesn't know this unless they know this, in my opinion. Right? They don't know this unless they know this. So they smashed the outside camera, or they take it and they don't smash it. That was the original reporting, that it was smashed. It wasn't smashed, it was taken. So they know that this camera is working. And the mastermind does. Absolutely. Absolutely. The mastermind knows. Hell yes. But again, how many people know this? How many people know that your inside cameras are inactive at the time? How did he know Nancy didn't have a house alarm? All these are very good questions, and that just tells you, in my opinion, not a fact, but in my opinion, without a shadow of a doubt, this is someone that knows Nancy, has been in this house, has looked around in this house, knows personal information. Right. Whether this could be think about this. This could be a handyman, a trusted person who set up the cameras for her. Right? Elderly people can't do this kind of stuff. They don't know about this stuff. It could be someone she hired, and someone that Tommaso and Annie hired to help put these cameras in and set it up for her, right? Okay, we got these cameras installed. God forbid you fall. Let's set these up for you. But it's got to be someone close. It's got to be someone close. Read my comment. Leah. I think the footage from the front door was a decoy footage. He wanted to be seen. I think Nancy was already taken at this point. I don't think Nancy, in my opinion, was taken at this point. In my opinion, if in my opinion, he would be watching where he was stepping at that point if she was already taken. This is the ultimate betrayal, Tegan. It's the ultimate betrayal. Because again, whoever this was, and it's very creepy to me, this part, I've said it and I'll say it a million more times. At 84 years old, statistically, you're not going to be alive in a year. And this is someone who, for whatever reason, financially, didn't want a secret out, knew something, whatever. They couldn't wait for her to die. After 77 years average in the United States is the average lifespan. Anything over 80 is it's over the average lifespan. So why would this person want her dead? Want her taken? She is physically incapable of being mobile for any period of time. She's got a pacemaker because her heartbeat is, she's clearly got cardiac issues, right? It's her victim risk continuum is about as low as it gets. It's about as low as it gets. I mean, people just don't kidnap 84-year-olds.
Potential.
And they don't unalive 84-year-olds usually either.
And maybe these new video clips or pieces of the puzzle that they have, what kind of guy does that over and over and over? And then the big night, the big show shows up and then acts as if.
Thank you, Miss Serenity. Good to see you live. I had a thought yesterday. What if he was going to change her will and they wanted to take her before she could do that? It's very possible, Serenity. Anything is possible. Or you could look at it another way. You could look at it a couple ways, in my opinion. You could look at it was already changed. It was already changed. That could piss someone off. You could look at it as, why were they there 40-some minutes? You could be saying, sign the papers. Sign the papers. Right? They could have been arguing with her or giving her a lecture before she was taken or unalived. But again, this person was not in any hurry. right? But again, authorities are going to know, and they're going to look into that immediately, whether a will was recently changed, if there was any, financial woes. And get this, they're going to be looking at who she was giving money to as well. If there is money being put in someone's account often, if there's any trace of money being given often, they're going to look at that, right? But this is the thing. If they knew that there was no subscription, why did they take the camera? Why did they take that camera? She said Nancy's neighbor moved out of the house because she was. Yeah, we can go to that in just a second. I'll go to that in just a second.
If, oh gosh, there's a camera here, okay, goes up onto the porch, doesn't see the wreath, okay, with a light in his mouth after looking right at the wreath and the side window, okay, maybe that's what he's actually looking at when he first walks up on the porch, when he looks to the left. Maybe he's seeing that wreath up there. So now the next concept is, okay, well, why doesn't he connect that thought process with how to conceal the camera? Greg's point is because he doesn't care.
Oh,
He's so used to, and
we're going to come to this. Okay, we're going to go to Inton. This is interesting. Mods, can y'all please drop Brian Inton's? Let me drop Inton's. I'm going to put it in the description as well. Full credit. Brian Inton. Here we go. Brian works really hard. He's such a good guy. People trust him, and that's really good. Check this out.
With constantly. So I wanted you guys to hear my conversation with Laura. What are your thoughts? I mean, it's now, been more than 40 days. Like, where's your mind at right now?
I think I've appreciated having a little bit of a break the last week or two, where it's Nancy's disappearance isn't in the media all the time, in part because it gives me a break because I've been contacted a lot. And it lets me kind of get on with my life and things that I've kind of put on hold for a while. But just like how I felt after the death of my parents.
This is another neighbor of Nancy's. Hey, Jen, love you, baby. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much, my love. 15 months, rock star legend. How you doing? Thank you, baby. Really, really do appreciate your support and your kindness and your love and your mod and everything you and all the mods and members and everyone do. Thank you so much, baby. Appreciate you.
Parents' distance and time from the event gives you a little bit of calm and peace, but it also you realize it's already been a month, and I can't believe they've been gone for a month already. So it kind of both sides, feeling a bit of sorrow along with feeling like personally it's given me a little more space with my neighbors and and to kind of carry on with my life, but also in complete disbelief that we don't know where she is. And that is troubling to me. I understand it though, and I'm not faulting anybody, but it is.
I love look at Brian's shoes. Aren't they so cute? Look at this. What? I can't remember the brand. What's the star? Look at the star. He probably feels like he lives there in Arizona now.
I feel extra troubling, and I don't, I think about Nancy's daughters and son-in-law and grandchildren. How do they get?
Thank you so much, Miss Deb. Appreciate you, my dear. Thank you so very much. Do not believe they intended to be there 41 minutes. Something went wrong and spiked pacemaker heart attack, and events changed. They never got job done, right? I don't know. Deb, how do you mean that they never got the job done? What was the job? You know what I mean? Like, what was the job? Was the job something else? Because in my opinion, they got what they wanted, which was Nancy. Oh, documents. We don't know. I don't know. That's the thing. Don't know. Right? Investigators will, for sure. Whether something was changed before or after. But financial is going to be a big one. A big one.
On with their lives.
Thank
and
you,
how
my
do
love.
they
Appreciate you.
get on, and with this, knowing that their grandmother and mother are still missing.
Yeah, the sheriff said, he was asked, do you think this person can strike again? And he said, absolutely, which is not something I've heard him say before. But then he went on to say, but we believe.
Hold on.
Do you think this person can strike again? And he said, absolutely, which is not.
She's laughing at him. Converse. Yes, there we go. Converse. Love you too, darling. Converse. Not Converse. Shit. She's laughing at him. That's what I meant to say. She's laughing at him. See, this is the thing. This is the thing. People don't want to be bullshitted. That's what makes people angry, right? Either don't tell us or just don't bullshit us, right? Because if you are saying you believe you know the motive and what's happened since day one, but then say someone's out, could attack anybody, but they're targeting, that's his words, targeting 84-year-old women. Just don't bullshit us. Like, clam up, but just don't bullshit.
That's something I've heard him say
And don't give mixed messages, right? Stick with
before.
something.
But then he went on to say, but we believe it was targeted, but we don't really know. Are you nervous?
Exactly.
Are people nervous?
I
Ms.
saw that
HLS,
quote
yes.
today, and I saw that he was just really talking with the NBC reporters. And I think it's a little bit ambiguous. I think it's targeted, but we're not sure. I'm just not quite sure what that means. But it did cause, my hair to raise up a bit when he said that. And it did give me, some time to think about what that means. And it made me a little bit uncomfortable being, a nearby neighbor. I was thinking about that today on my way home from my appointment. Like, okay, what does that mean? And does that mean there could be somebody else lurking around? Somebody that's just looking for easy targets? He said it was targeted, but targeted based on what? What's the target? Was it, I don't want to go through and give anybody ideas, but what was the target? Is it a ransom? Was it an easy, vulnerable person? Somebody living alone? Somebody?
It is what it is. It was 65 degrees here yesterday. It was 55 degrees this morning. And this evening, we have 4 inches of snow now. And then day after tomorrow, it's going to be 65.
Elderly? Well, what's the target? You know, what? So
Crazy.
And that's what kind of went through my mind today. What is the target exactly that they're talking about? It has to be one of the above. Somebody that, you know, had some wealth, somebody who's vulnerable. Okay, 1, somebody who's vulnerable. 2, somebody who lives alone. 3, someone with an easy to access home. 4, I mean, you can go through 4 or 5 possible reasons she was targeted, including, you know, having a famous daughter of some wealth.
Yeah. All right, guys, I want to introduce you to the sponsor of today's episode, Surfshark. Have you ever tried to watch Shark? Yeah, if it is, figure it out. And if your kids don't go to one devices and coverage on PC Mag's list of the best, and use code N.com. Do you have a sense of what may have happened? I mean, just knowing the area. I mean, do you have what does your gut tell you?
My first thought was that it was a target based on who her daughter is.
That is not mine at all. That is not mine at all. This person, whoever did this, they don't, if it's someone who targets, you know, like a lone wolf who's obsessed with Savannah, they're going to do it by themselves.
I mean, that was my sense just from the start. I didn't really consider any other possibilities, in part because I knew I knew she lived there. I knew who her daughter was. When I would walk by, I would always, you know, I always noticed her house and whether she was there or not, and, you know, outside. And I always thought that that was a potential.
But Nancy says, she makes a good point. You know, he knew he was walking in there. Where was his crowbar? He should have had a crowbar in his hand. He should have ripped that camera out the second, you know, because of the door. You know, he didn't need it. Well, there's no indication of forced entry, right? And again, if he was like this big criminal, he would have just ripped the damn thing off. They're, you know, people who's breaking and entering, first of all, they don't normally do it while someone's home, right? And it's just nothing normally they do. And I think it actually, it happens more, just as much during the daytime, I believe, as it does the night. And there was no need to, I mean, this is the thing, you know, people can say, you know, things went wrong or whatever. And I think nothing goes to plan, but what can really go wrong with an 84-year-old who is immobile without her hearing aids and all that? Like, I guess something could go wrong, but you've got a GUN there, and she's probably going to be pretty compliant. Take what you need. Take what you need. An 84-year-old is generally not going, you know, to body slam you.
You know, for me, the strongest possibility that maybe it was a crime of opportunity versus looking a little deeper at, you know, other people in Tucson. This might just be someone that you became aware of that had a famous daughter. So that was always the reason I think somebody targeted, but who knows? I don't know the answer to that. And I don't like to speculate. And I always also assumed it was 2 people. because of the person who was at the front door. And he was standing there, and I don't think he was the main person. I think he was the guy outside who was waiting for them to come out.
I agree with her. I agree with her. It is what it is. I really don't think she was alive when she left the house. I really don't. But if she was alive, I don't believe she was alive more than 2 hours after she was taken out of the house, if she was alive. I really don't.
Because if you have a gate like that, a security gate on the front door, you're not getting into that. You're never going to break into that security gate. I mean, I actually talked to a security guy about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he confirmed you're not breaking into those gates. So I think
Right, Summer. Hold on, what'd she say
she
right
has
there?
glass. Confirmed you're not talked to a security guy about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he confirmed you're not breaking into those gates. So I think, and she has glass on both sides of the door, and I think he was trying.
Oh, so she talked to a security guy, and the door that I guess Nancy had up, you're not breaking into those gates. She says gates. I think she means like the screen door. That's what I think she means.
To see in. So when he was standing there, he wasn't trying to figure out what to do. He was trying to look in to see what was going on. And also, because you have a security gate, the door, the wooden door.
That was Beauty from Our Lord Estate. That was fake AI. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Untamed Spirit. We did see a small clip or a photo of her leaving the front door. That was fake AI. That pissed me off when I saw that. Someone on, I saw it on Facebook, and I actually reported it because there was someone who had like Nancy leaving the front door with this look suspect. People are fucking horrible. These AIs out of control. Oh, it was a video. It was a video. It wasn't even a photo. Well, I mean, there was photos of it as well. I saw. Unbelievable. But that was too, yeah. There's just so much misinformation.
If that's open, it's hard to see inside if it's dark, because I have one of those. You can't really see if the door is open or not. So I think he was standing there waiting for someone to come out. And so I've always absolutely assumed there were at least 2 people, possibly 3. Being someone who has had to help my elderly mother at the time, who was only 120 pounds, try to get her up 3 or 4 stairs. It's hard. It's hard when someone is not wanting to be moved or is not able to move. So the thought that one person could move.
Oh, wow, crazy. That's crazy.
150-pound woman who's maybe not wanting to move is not, for me, reasonable to think that it would just be one person.
Like one person could do that, yeah.
Yeah, no. Having lifted my parents, right?
Yeah, I think that's one, you talk about your parents, I think that's one reason so many people are so invested in this story.
Yeah.
Because they think about their own parents.
Yeah.
And you're always worried about your parents when they get old and people taking advantage, and you hear about all the scams today. You know what I mean? I think this resonates with people for that reason.
I think it does, and I think people. I am sure it's caused people to look at their own parents' living situation. I mean, my dad used to live right there in this. You can see, in that building attached to my house, and safety. We moved him there. That was one of the reasons, for his own safety. And so you think about your parents all the time, and I'm sure you don't want hindsight to be 20/20, but unfortunately, that's when you start looking at things like many of us have. We started examining our own homes and situations, and what else are we secure? Is there something more we can do? Can I have a brighter camera? Do I need more cameras?
So are you going to make changes for yourself? You think?
Yeah, without disclosing.
Yeah, I understand, but it's actually making you do things.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I guess I would
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
You're so close to Nancy's house. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I think for the most part, most people I think are kind of reconsidering their own situations and looking for vulnerability.
Who was that? They just said that. Led by his whisper, we need to consider less obvious motives. Like what? I'd love to hear that. Maybe we're not thinking of something. Like what? I would love to hear your input on that. I am still stuck on the $10 for the camera subscription. I would like to know if she ever had a $10 subscription, and if she did, when was it canceled? You know?
In fact, I know the sheriff's department, I think they have a corps, like a volunteer corps, that will do security inspections for your home and look for vulnerabilities. And,
yeah.
And so I became aware of that, and I've been sharing that information with people who I happen to talk to.
Has the FBI or detectives, have they come here at all?
Yeah. Yeah, I think the sheriff's deputies were here.
A lot of people don't. A lot
twice.
of people don't.
FBI was here probably 3 times, including last Friday.
Oh, that's interesting. They were there as early as late as last Friday.
They, of course, you get a knock at the front door. I'm like, And I can see, I've got the big window there. I can see who's there, and I made him flash his badge before I opened the door, which I wouldn't have done before, to be honest. And so they came. They had more dates they wanted to look at, and we sat and looked through my cameras.
Oh, specific dates?
Yeah.
Do you mind saying what dates those were? I mean, I know January 11th has been a big one with the other name. Did that one come up?
Yeah, we went back through, and I don't know if there was more to why they asked.
Oh, really?
Because I've already gone through my cameras, and really there was nothing on there but wildlife. And
Deb, I know a lot of people are talking about like Epstein and stuff like that. I don't believe a damn thing with the Epstein or anything like that, but she was an influential in politics, maybe a political affiliate. She may have found fraud and was going to report it and came a target. There is some very interesting pictures that I have seen with local politics, with younger people, I will say. And that has had me interested. Again, because she was very outspoken with her politics, right? She believed in what she believed in. Half of America leans one way or the other, right? Or somewhere in the middle. So I don't think it's on a national level whatsoever, in my opinion. But locally, absolutely. Absolutely.
the other date was the 24th.
The 24th of January, they were interested in.
Mm-hmm.
Do your cameras face like all over the sides of the house, or what?
I'd rather not say exactly where they face.
Yeah,
but,
I understand.
But the one that did record a series around that date were just picking up animals.
Animals,
Yeah.
okay. But they had specific dates they were interested in.
Yeah.
Did they seem anything else they asked you that sort of stood out?
No, I think they just wanted to. Maybe it was a different group of people. I'm not sure. I mean, it wasn't the same guys who came, but they just basically asked the same questions that I'd been asked before. We spent about maybe 25 minutes together, and that was it. We went.
I mean, you're welcome. Who was it that said that? LOL Bert, you're welcome to disagree with me. Me thinking that it's not Epstein related or thinking that it's Epstein related is not going to make or break the case. I'm only one of 8 billion on the planet, just like you are. So
through. I think in some part they want to make sure that people understand how to look through their cameras, and they're looking, and of course I do.
Yeah.
It's just I don't really have anything to show them, unfortunately. There's nothing on there. But I think in part they wanted to make sure that people, you know, were accurately looking through their footage.
Yeah.
And I think in some cases I do know of some people that just turned over their footage and said, you know, you can, here's
It will be.
all these dates.
It will be.
Please take a look. Mine aren't really worth doing that because there's not much on there.
Has there been anything that stood out to you since you lived here for more than a decade? Like anything strange that's ever happened?
They were the Epstein people were saying JLR's pizza was part of the proof. They were blaming poor JLR, saying that he looked like the guy. I'm like, guys, come the hell on. Y'all go down the damn rabbit hole. Come on now. Y'all linking way too much shit up here. Like, really?
Or any, well, I'll ask you that first,
Well,
yeah.
yeah, one time I had
Hold on, what was the
some friends-
question?
Or anything strange that's ever happened?
Anything strange that ever happened?
Or any, well, I'll ask you that first, yeah.
Yeah, one time I had
Well, this is interesting.
some friends who were here. I was out, they were staying here. And
Listen to this.
they told me, hey, just let you know, there were some people that walked up to the front of your house and they were taking a bunch of pictures of your house from the front. And I was just, you know, I didn't hire anybody to do any work. And I didn't give any permission to take pictures of the front of my house. And if you can see, you can't see the front of my house from the street.
Right.
You have to walk up my driveway. And so that was
Dang.
alarming. And I thought about that the other day, but this was 3 or 4 years ago. I'm just going to assume that they liked the look of my
Yeah,
house.
well, you do have a very nice house. So.
I just want to assume that maybe they liked the way it looked, but that was a little, uncomfortable
Yeah.
because I'd never seen that before.
Well, and like you said, your house is like you really have to come up to it.
Yeah.
It's not anywhere near the road. One thing I've heard a lot from neighbors is, and even from some
Yes.
of my sources,
3
is
or
like there's
4
the thought
times
that
she's
one
remortgaged.
possibility is the person who did this could be close by, just because
I think this
you
is
know, they
the part
haven't been
people were
able to
telling
track
me
the
about.
cell phone from what we know from outside. You know what I mean? Like,
That's weird to me. I don't, and they did actually check, one more question that they did ask me last Friday is whether my internet went down that night. And I said, if it did, I was asleep.
That's interesting. Did your internet go down that night?
And it probably came up the next day. And plus I have new internet service from that time to 2 weeks ago. I had to change internet service. So, but I looked back on my Xfinity account to see if it cut out, but I didn't find anything.
okay.
So, yeah. And then, yeah, I mean, that's, you know, it's entirely possible, but I kind of know who's in these, and they're all like me, you know, they're all meaning, you know, they're all kind of normal people.
Yeah.
I did, you know, notify the, like day 1 or 2 or 3, notified I got a call with, I think it was a special agent, I think it was FBI, that there was a recent turnover and there's not that many rentals around here, but there is a rental nearby. And
There it is. Here it is.
and whoever lived there had moved out within a few days of this happening. They had moved out a few days before.
A few days before. That's interesting. Very interesting part.
Because the cars were gone. So
So this is the second neighbor who said that there was some strange people in the neighborhood. Did Nancy have one of those term life insurance policies where she was planning to cash in, thereby not leaving anything to beneficiaries in the event that she died? No idea. No idea. I don't think it has anything to do with church either, personally. There's not very many rentals in the neighborhood, but there is a couple. She's a neighbor, Tammy, yes.
I just became, you know, see something, say something. So I thought it's probably nothing, but I'm just gonna,
Right.
I'm gonna call. I'm gonna talk to them and just let them know that there was somebody living there and they're not there anymore. And so I confirmed with a couple of the neighbors, did in fact you see those cars aren't there. He said, yeah, they just moved out.
Yeah.
And these neighbors that I spoke with didn't have any footage of it because they're stops at their driveway.
Well, that's the thing people don't get is the footage here. People's houses are set back.
Yeah.
It's not like footage from the front door is gonna get people out on the street, or
Well, and I think in neighborhoods where it's just a regular neighborhood, houses are closer together, and they're not set back behind, greenery, trees, shrubs. It wouldn't be that out of ordinary to catch cars passing by. I know in California, my house did. Every time I got in my car in the driveway, my neighbor's lights would go on from across the street.
Yeah.
I didn't like it, but I realized it's probably a good thing,
right.
that anytime there's motion in my driveway, his cameras pick up my every movement. So so this is just not the kind of neighborhood where there are those kind of people. I pretty much know in all those houses. I know who lives in all those houses around the corner. I'm not going to stay at the street, but around the corner. I know
So close.
her next door neighbor. I know the people up the cul-de-sac. I know who everybody is. So it's, they're kind of all.
What's the mood among the neighbors? I mean, you seem pretty calm.
It varies. I mean, I'm always pretty calm, because it's the wheels just start spinning, and I want to go and find out what's going on. I'm not the person who goes and tries to pretend like it's not happening, or I want to know what's going on. And I went out and talked to neighbors. I checked on some of my older neighbors to make sure they were okay within days of that happening, because I hadn't seen my one neighbor walking his dog, and I kept going to his house to see if he was there. So that's, I kind of, you see there's quite a few older folks in the neighborhood, and I like to consider I'm not one of the oldest in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So I kind of felt like I have the bandwidth to go and check on a couple of neighbors. And like the people right across on the cul-de-sac, So I think people have different, there are people who don't want to talk to, they try to stay as far away from this as possible. They know what's going on, but they don't want to obviously talk to reporters. And I understand that for sure. They don't want to, but everybody's still, I talked to some neighbors a couple days ago, and everybody's still, pretty broken up about it.
Yeah, most of the neighbors.
Some people are still pretty traumatized.
I think so.
The ones who are more of her peers have known her for a long time.
And most of the neighbors have been like, "Oh, we're happy it's still on the news.
Yeah.
You guys should stick around. Like, we want them to find Nancy." There's been a few who have said, "Get out of here. It's time. You're vultures." It's been kind of a mix. But most people, I think, want it to stay kind of top of mind in some ways.
Yeah, I probably would put myself in that group. Because, and it's helpful to the Guthries, the more it stays in the news, top of mind, the more people, the chips are probably slowing down, right? And the more it stays in the news, the more people say, oh, that's right. Whatever happened with that case? So it keeps it top of mind. And I'm sure that it's helpful to law enforcement to keep it out there versus people forgetting about it. I think for me personally, I don't mind it, but then again, I don't live right next door.
Right. Yeah. I won't say where you are, but you're close.
I'm close.
Yeah.
Backyards.
Yeah.
But I know that there was somebody poking around in my neighbor's backyard at 3 a.m. last week. And he wasn't like one of you kind of media guys.
Yeah.
He was
That's weird.
a new media guy, like a YouTube media guy.
In the night, you said?
YouTube guy. 3 a.m.
Who? A YouTube guy? Guys, please don't do that. That really makes us look bad.
She happened to be out with her dogs.
Who was it? 3 a.m. It couldn't have been a big YouTuber.
Her dogs out. She's like, who are you? What are you doing?
On
Behind
her
my
property?
wall. Well, her property, the neighbor's property comes up to her.
I wonder if it's like a local balmy 92 degrees in Arizona today. We got 4 inches of snow.
Wall, and they were on the other side. So it was technically her neighbor, but she was out in her yard. It'd like be seeing somebody on the other side of my wall
Right.
there.
Alex, who's Alex?
And she went and talked to him. Was like, you can't be there. You're trespassing on somebody's property, and people have guns around here.
Who's YouTubing at 3 in the morning out there?
Yeah.
Some people have guns, and some people are more than happy to,
Also in the middle of the night like that. I mean,
3 in the morning.
yeah.
And he came up and talked to her, but that's still not okay. I mean,
Yeah. That's really scary.
Yeah. So I think people see all this open space, and I think I'm going to find her. I'm going to claim that money, and I want to be the one to find her. And so I'm going to step over there because there's no houses and there's all this open land, but it's actually somebody's property. You can see back here, there's 2 or 3 acres back here.
I will one day.
And it belongs to someone, right? So that's the sort of thing people don't like.
Yeah, that's
They don't like
understandable.
people to step over the line.
Yeah.
And for the most part, media, people like yourself, understand. You have to, to get information, you have to be able to be assertive. And you have to be able to go up to people, and you have to, and that's for the most part, people understand that, and they'll say yes or no. I don't want to talk, or I do want to talk. But it's these other people that aren't media trained. They don't know what the rules are, the laws are, that, I think for some people has been a nuisance.
Have you had any frustrations with law enforcement? I mean, we've heard so much about the sheriff since we got here.
No, my first
Bullshit.
thought was,
She's uncomfortable. Come on, just tell the truth.
hearing him talk, it was a little cringeworthy, because I thought, oh man, that was not probably the best thing to say. But I can't
But I understand being local and not wanting to talk. Yeah, I get it.
say that he's not doing his job, because I don't know what's happening behind the scenes. Maybe
Just tell
he's
the
not as well media trained. I don't know. But so I can't criticize what he's doing because I don't know what's happening. And that's okay. We should not know everything that's happening. It's really, if it in any way impacts the investigation, if
God
it
bless you, Sassy.
negatively, impacts the investigation, or it's giving too much information, just because people want to know doesn't mean they should. So I'm not going to, I don't know which way. I don't know if he's doing a good job or bad job. I just know that it's not necessarily my business. And if I don't like it, then there's the next election,
Right.
But I think it's just he caught off guard with the media. And I understand that there were some things going on there too with his personal life. So.
Anything else that you think is important?
No, other
Anything
than
that
that,
hasn't been reported or that people, should know?
No, I just hope that people keep thinking about this case. I hope that people will continue to especially people in Southern Arizona, keep their eyes open. I can tell you, every time I go out in public, I am looking. It's like I've got Google glasses on, and I'm putting my little AI on.
I agree. I mean, to get the public upset, especially after 40 some days, is ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
On faces to see because I feel like I know what this person looks like. As soon as we saw the image, I said, this is how tall he is. This is how much he weighs. He's got bow legs. He's got lady hips. I know exactly what I'm,
Hold on, what'd you say?
I know
He's got bow
lady
legs?
hips. This is how much he weighs. He's got bow legs. He's got lady hips.
I don't think he's got bow legs, but I think he's got lady hips. I do think he's got lady hips. And that's what I said. Guys, us guys normally gain it in our belly. Women gain it in their ass generally. But he's got a lady ass. The perp, yeah. He's got a lady ass. He doesn't got the guy belly.
I know exactly what I'm, I was like, okay, I know who this person, I don't know him, but I
Yeah.
know what this person looks like. And I think a lot of people kind of figured out, some people thought it was a
Do you
woman.
think he's
I
bow-legged?
think so. And so, keep your eyes open, and probably nothing that the sheriff hasn't already said to people. But I personally am always, kind of scanning when I go out, to be honest. At some point it will
So-
probably stop. I'll start forgetting, but for now,
Probably smart to do that. Yeah.
yeah, and you can.
Tiger Shark says, I'm a male with the dump truck. Yeah, I got a little cake too, and a belly. So
Anybody walking up my driveway is gonna, I'll probably put up signs, no trespassing signs
Yeah.
myself, so that I don't have to get into a situation where, it's a terrible thing. Because at one point in our, history over the 30 years, it'd be fine for somebody to come to your front door, and they still do here, believe it or not. I have people coming and trying to sell me things to my front door.
Well, I was kind of nervous coming to your front door just because it's a walk up, and I'm like, gosh, I feel like people are on edge here. So for a guy to walk up, I'm just like,
Oh, I knew who you were though. But no, it's, my dogs always tell me when somebody's coming up the driveway.
yeah.
So
Well, you
I
have
knew.
big dogs too, so.
Yeah, and I knew, I recognized you, but it's, you can see in my house, and I can see who's coming up the driveway from over that corner and that corner. So I'm not overly worried, but I am probably a little bit more aware, because the person coming to your house, it says they're trying to sell you their truckload of asphalt, or they see that I could use a yard service, or I could use a new roof. Maybe that's not really what they're selling.
Yeah.
Maybe they just want to come up to the door and see who's here.
Just my last thing, a lot of people have brought up like contractors. I guess that's a thing here, where there's just kind of, I hate to say shady contractors, but some people have told me that, like, there's people coming around, oh, let me clean your windows, let me look at your roof,
Well, there's a lot you can see. You've probably heard some of it going on. Just right near her house, there was a new roof. Somebody got a new roof the last 2 days. In the cul-de-sac over there. He moved. He's moving. He moved to San Diego. He was planning on it already. So there were people there, and I was watching, because I could see from my back of my house who was up there. Over there is construction. There's always construction. Somebody's doing something to their house. They're doing an addition or doing a new roof or something, remodeling. And so there's people around. And so I had said that previously to someone, that at any given point, there are a lot of vehicles around. Most of the time you see what the name of the construction company is.
Another
but
dog.
There are a lot of them. And I can tell when I was standing on her street talking to a neighbor a couple weeks ago about something else, I could tell there were cars driving by, and I was just talking to her. I said, look, they don't live here. They don't live here. They don't live. I can tell who lives here because you see them around, and they have Arizona plates usually when they live here. They don't have plates from a rental car, rental company. So when trucks come around, to be honest, now I'm probably if there's unmarked vehicles, trucks, vans, trucks, service vehicles, I'm going to be looking a little bit harder, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I hate that I have to do that, but I just, for now, feel compelled to be looking over our shoulders a little bit more, especially since the sheriff said it's targeted, we think, and everybody should be on alert.
You're perfectly
Right.
allowed
Yeah.
to your opinion, Anthony.
Well, thank you very much for talking to me.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
it. Thank you. Really.
That's a good interview. That's a good interview. I don't think it was as good, in my opinion, as the first lady. I like the first lady better. She seemed to have more information, but I really appreciate her giving those dates out and all of that. She seems a little bit more reserved than the first lady was, but I think she's more of a newer neighbor, it seems like. But nonetheless, it was very interesting. And thank you, Brian, for getting that interview. Thank you to the neighbor. I hope this is solved very soon so everyone can move on. Very feminine with his eyelashes. I think he's just got very long eyelashes, thick, you know what I mean? So I wonder about house prices. Property developers may have an interest in the area. I mean, it seems like, the houses are well manicured and all that, but would have had to have been a tall lady. Yeah, it wasn't a lady. It's not a lady. JLR went home, did he? He's definitely well groomed. He takes very good care of himself. Yeah. When did JLR go home today? I mean, my God, he's been there 40 some days, nearly. I mean, he stuck it out. I mean, I've worked with JLR like out before, and he's got a lot of energy. 40 plus days, yeah. Brian went home too, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of, when this breaks, people will be out there, I'm sure. I'm sure JLR will be back, and all that. We flexed our technological advancement to the foreign enemy by producing that video. What video, LL Bird? Yeah, he left today. I can't believe he was gone that long. Good for both of them. Yeah. Yeah, he did a great job. Mark the Shark, JP, and CNN were out at Nancy's today. Yeah, there'll be a few more out there, I'm sure, for the next little bit, especially locals, I would say. But really, there's been nothing really going on outside the house for like 2 weeks now. There isn't any camera proof he dropped her off. I mean, we don't know that, but just the garage door could have been a dressed up to look like. I mean, she arrived at her house. I think we can safely say that, because of the garage door, because of her blood, because of her heart monitor and all that. Brian's going to need therapy after 40. I think, yeah. They all are. I'll be out in Idaho with Michael Vaughn's case as soon as, if Stacy pleads not guilty, that is, and he doesn't take a deal. Brian was saying that as soon as he left Idaho, an arrest was made, so I think he was afraid he would miss it. That's the way it works a lot of times. A lot of times they're just waiting for people to leave, and they're, crossing their T's and dotting their I's. Yeah, he was sick one day, and like the next day he said he got some IV fluids and he felt better, but he was still kind of dark around his eyes. So, yeah. All right, guys, that's it for me. I'm at 3 hours and 8 minutes. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I really, really do appreciate you all. You guys are amazing. Thank you to mods, members, chat. Can't thank you guys enough. After this video, if you would be so kind to consider hyping this video, would mean so much to me. I think they give you like 3 hypes a week. Yeah. And share the live out. Consider subscribing. If you haven't yet, make sure that notification bell is hit to all so you don't miss a thing. Okay. And if anything breaks, I'll be here. Tomorrow, by the way, wait a second. So you guys know, you guys remember Savannah Soto case, San Antonio? Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Leslie. Summer. Remember Savannah Soto's case out of San Antonio? Trial starts tomorrow. Thank you, my dear. Appreciate you. Trial starts tomorrow. Yes, her and Matthew was unalived. And I may be streaming that tomorrow. I need to see what time it starts tomorrow. Pregnant. She was pregnant. Her and Matthew was found in the car. No, this was Savannah Soto. There was Madeline Soto as well, but this is Savannah Soto. She was a pregnant woman. Her and Matthew was found dead in their car. Dad and son arrested. Yeah, the Texas couple. Yeah. Trial starts for that tomorrow. I was very heavily invested in that case. What's hanging from the ceiling? That right there? That's my monkey's rope. That's Pearl's rope. That's Pearl's rope. I need to order the stripper pole so people can really talk. Now that's going to get people when they see my stripper pole. I'll be talking true crime with my stripper pole. Yeah, you're welcome. So yeah, I have a spider monkey. Yeah, that's funny because my boyfriend asked about the rope. Yeah, a lot of people ask about it. Yeah, she knocked the other one down. I gotta put the other one up. So we need people to absolutely. All right, guys, love you all. Appreciate you. Why are you questioning Joe? My stripper pole? Check the picture. I text you when you get a second. Oh, yeah. Hold on. I'll show you guys. Here you go. Right here. That's a sedan. That looks like a Chrysler. Oh, hold on. Maybe not. 1 second. Wait a second. I got my head sideways. What is that? Give me a second here. Is that? I'm looking for the picture of their car. I had it up earlier. Let me look at this. Let me check this. 1 second, guys, as I look for something. I had a picture of Tommaso's car earlier. Excuse me. But This was Nancy's car that left property, the blue vehicle, and it is now in another location. Confirmed. Need to look at that as well. Does anyone got the picture of Tommaso's car? Or the... Trying to compare it. Is that a Subaru? I don't know. It kind of looks like it's got a long back there. Oh, look at the white one behind there. Look at this. Hold on. Oh, Doug live from Northport. I didn't know he's still making videos. I love Doug. Me and Molly used to go over there all the time. Bless his heart. He was done so wrong.
Oh my God, I saw, this is the full view. This is the full view we didn't see. And what I saw almost gave me a heart attack.
1 second.
Look to the upper left corner of the video. What do you see? It's really hard to see, but I got it blown up here. And you're not going to believe the biggest detail we all missed. That would be a white Kia Soul. To the left, upper left.
Motherfuck, that is a Kia Soul. Holy shit on a shingle.
Corner where this guy is trying to get into the back of the gate. I lightened it up so you can know. This is actually what a Kia Soul looks like. Now I'm going to show you what that actual video that we did not have right here, the wider view. You can see the car to the upper left, the white Kia Soul. The car that was actually seen.
You know something that's interesting to me? I was just thinking, the double backpack. If there's two people or more, each one may have a backpack. Each one of them may have a backpack as well.
On video after Nancy was taken. Oh, and right here, you see him trying to get into the right side, the left side. He didn't know how to get into this gate. People said, well, this was his house. He's cleared. This is not his house. The people that sent this in said this guy was trying to get into our backyard. That's why he didn't know how to open the gate, because it's not his house. People said it was his house. I literally almost had a heart attack when I saw this. When I saw this Kia Soul in the corner that I never saw before. Maybe before we didn't know about the Kia Soul. I think this came out later. But once I saw this, my face was red. I was ready to have a heart attack. I really took a long time to calm down. Now this is the video in front of the house that recorded.
Remember, see, I still think police first said that they confirmed that this was nothing. Then they said they couldn't confirm that it was nothing.
Cars going back and forth. I think there was 12. And then the one leaving after Nancy was taken, this is a white Kia Soul. And after I saw, this is the one from the video we just watched, back behind the guy. I mean, when I saw this, I couldn't believe it. What are the odds? And I also looked up if the Ring camera can have the wrong times, because they said it was only 5 minutes, the time that they saw him to the time the thing went off. And Nancy had a battery powered. It wasn't even wired. And the internet was off there. So who knows what the time was? You can't judge this whole thing by the time. People arguing about the details of this video we show by the garbage can, saying, oh, he doesn't have facial hair. Well, that looks like he has facial hair to me. That looks like a goatee. Does that not look like he has a goatee? And this is this is a video that's far away. This is up on a...
He looks like he might even have a fucking scar there. And he's got big eyes too. Guys, doesn't it kind of look like he's got a hair lip? Doesn't it? And he's got a full, it's not thick, but it's a full lip. Look at that. He kind of looks like he's got a hair lip.
House, probably 20 feet away. Oh, and here
This
they
is good,
said,
Doug. Very
oh,
good.
he had, here's his two hoodies. The two hoodies he had on looks like a black one and the gray one. They said he didn't have that when he went in front of the doorbell. It's not.
You know another thing? I find very interesting that he hasn't pointed out? He's fucking bald. Why do people shave their heads like that during a crime? Damn, Gina. Okay, Ash. Justin, keep watching this video, please. Doug is he's live from Northport. He used to just drive around. Him and his, I don't know if it was his girlfriend or whatever. He someone went like, I think it was like a local guy or something, and almost killed him. He, bless his heart, he was in the hospital. I need to email him. I haven't seen him. He knows me as Justin for All on my other channel. We Molly and I supported him so much. I think he quit for a while. That's why I hadn't seen him. Like they thought he was going to die. Like he was in the hospital. Bad.
Not the same guy. He didn't have a hoodie.
Very funny guy.
Well, look right here. Look above the backpack. That's the back of a hoodie. That's not. He doesn't have a 6-inch neck with hair on it. That's a hoodie on top of the backpack. There's another angle. See the top of the backpack? That's a hoodie. I don't know if it's the black one or the gray one.
This is interesting.
But that's definitely a hoodie. People that said it wasn't. And people said this is a water bottle in his pocket. I tell you what, that sure looks like a holster with a strap wrapped around it. To me, if you ask me, that's not a water bottle.
That ain't
I
a damn
zoomed in
water
because
bottle.
I started thinking, oh, they're right, that's a water bottle. And then I zoomed in.
That's not a water bottle. That looks like where you clip it in my opinion. That looks like where you clip it in. Right there.
Made up photo. This is actual photo. I zoomed in. That's not a water bottle. It did look like it when it was bouncing in his coat. Then you have these. If you look real close, look at the backpack, the reflector. People said, oh, the backpack didn't have a reflector.
I'm going to go back in a second. I want to see his ass. I want to see his ass to see if he's thick.
Reflector. Well, you can't see it in the daylight, but when he turned it towards the back in the dark, then you could see the reflector that's on the strap. So everything that people said, oh, this can't be. Well, yes, it can be. Right here, look at this. I mean, look at the pocket. I'm not talking about the coat. I'm talking about the pants. Either he's happy to see the gate, or there's something in his pocket that looks like a weapon, like long, like a weapon. So, I mean.
What did I tell you? Doug is fucking hilarious. Either he's happy to see the gate or there's something up front.
Am I wrong here? This is all a coincidence. And here you can see his hand. I don't know if that's blood. Looks like something red on his hand. I don't know what that is. Looks like he's reaching to his front. And here you can see it.
I'm going to go over. Or is that a tattoo? Or a watch? I'm going to go over this thing with a fine-tooth comb tonight.
Like he's holding his coat shut or something. I don't know what that is. You can see his hand though. Now here's another crazy video. I can't figure this out. It's 0.4 miles, so it's really close to Nancy Guthrie's house. At about 3 a.m. on the 19th. That's a few weeks after this whole thing. This is near in her neighborhood. Look at the Mercedes that's lit up on the ground. So that means someone tried to get in or someone got out of the car. And you can see, this is just a photo, and you can see the cars lit up inside. So now watch the video and listen to this person walk. And I don't know if the homeowner called the cops or what, but now the cops are coming right here. I don't know if the alarm set it off or why the cops are coming.
Damn, it's loud.
Okay, I gotta play this again. Look close at this guy. It looks like there's something huge in his coat, like sticking out 2 or 3 feet in his coat.
It does. It really does look like something sticking way out. Now, it looks like he's got a coat. Like I used to do that in like middle school and high school. I would tie my my jacket or my sweater around my midsection, and walk to the classroom. I'm really interested in the first one though. I'm gonna drop this link so you guys can see it and sub up to Doug. I want to go back to this. I don't know, but I want to go back. I want to see his ass. I think that's important. I want to see how thick he is.
Is the video that I played. I got this online and I didn't realize, if you look at the sides, they shrunk this video down. Because
the pants look different. Let me show you. The pants look different. I will say that. There's a lot of coincidences here, though. It doesn't mean he didn't change. Well, it also, think about this. I think he could have had different pants, multiple layers on.
If you look at the sides, they shrunk this video down because it doesn't say ring on the upper left and it doesn't have the timestamp. So somebody that was playing this shrunk it down, and I didn't even realize that. So now I was just doing some research, and so all people in this video are innocent until proven guilty. This is just my opinion. This is only an opinion. You remember this video? Once you see this,
hold on.
It's because of the recording that I had.
He's clearly got something in his pocket right there. Look at that. I'm going to go back and...
important thing. And it's because of the recording that I had. This is the video that I played. I got this online and I didn't realize, if you look at the side,
you can see his face really good.
I got this online and I didn't realize, if you look at the sides, they shrunk this video down. So I didn't even realize. Oh my God, I saw, this is the full view. Gonna be Kia Soul to the back of the game. This is actually what a Kia will show you. Here you see people's in, because it's better. I think this tack, I really took a long time to calm down. Now this is a photo.
1 second here. He did like a photo. I'm gonna look at this really closely tonight. Here we go. I find it interesting.
Video we show by the garbage can saying, oh, he doesn't have facial hair. Well, that looks like
He's got about the right collar goatee, but to me it looks a little shorter up here, but it does look like he's got a
he has
fucking scar
facial hair to
lip.
me. That looks like a goatee. Does that
He's got big eyes,
not look like he has a
and his bald head is very interesting to me as well.
goatee? And this is this is a video that's far away. This is up on a house, probably 20 feet away. Oh, and here they said, oh, he had, here's his two hoodies. The two hoodies he had on looks like a black one and the gray one. They said he didn't have that when he went in front of the doorbell. It's not the same guy. He didn't have a hoodie. Well, look right here. Look above the backpack. That's the back of a hoodie. That's not, he doesn't have a 6-inch neck with hair on it. That's a hoodie on top of the backpack. There's another angle. See the top of the backpack? That's a hoodie. I don't know if it's the black one or the gray one, but that's definitely a hoodie. People that said it wasn't. And people said this is a water bottle in his pocket. I tell you what, that sure looks like a holster with a strap wrapped around it. To me, if you ask me, that's not a water bottle. I zoomed in because I started thinking, oh, they're right, that's a water bottle. And then I zoomed in. This isn't made up photo. This is actual photo. I zoomed in. That's not a water bottle. It did look like it when it was bouncing in his coat. Then you have these. If you look real close,
Oh God, I was muted. Sorry. That's rather compelling. I want to just look at something. It's clearly not the same pants. He definitely does have a hoodie on. Give me a second. Do we get to see his shoes at all? Hell no. We don't see his shoes here. At all. One, two, three, four, 5 reflectors on that one. It's not the same. But I don't know. Yeah, it's different, but well, I'm talking about the in Doug's video. I was looking at Doug's video. Y'all couldn't see it, but I was looking at Doug's video. There is a lot. There's a lot. If you have like a street on your neighborhood, look at your cameras at night. You'd be surprised. It's rather creepy. I would say that I don't think this is him, but again, I don't think this guy acted alone, and I think it should be looked at, in my opinion. That's very interesting, Doug. that I'm aware of, ST. Yeah, an accomplice, yeah. The Kia Soul and stuff is very interesting. It's a little weird. A lot of people walk around at night and they have their backpack and they deal their rugs at night as well. So, thank you for that, my dear. One second. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. I will. Brian. Hold on. Let me go to Brian. Make sure he didn't drop anything. 1 second. Let me check something. Come on. Something's wrong. Okay. I mean, someone said Brian Hinton just got a confirmation that the man is the same and was there before the crime. Where did you see that, Kara? I didn't see anything on his Twitter or his channel. Well, maybe it was on his long form video. We didn't watch it all. They might not have yeah. Bad guys love the dark. When I saw the clip with the 2 backpacks, he was 20 minutes away from Nancy's, and I remember it would fit the timeline. Interesting. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for joining me. I love you guys. Appreciate you. Take good care of yourselves. I will be live. I might be live early. I don't have to work tomorrow, so if the trial starts tomorrow, I may stream tomorrow morning. So I'll let you guys know. All right, guys. We'll be streaming the Savannah Soto trial. If not, I will see you guys tomorrow evening, Lord willing. Take good care of yourselves. Special thank you to mods, members, and chat. Appreciate you. Hype this live after it ends. I'd appreciate it. Really would appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for joining. God bless you all. Good night.